everybody, and welcome to Comcast TV 45 Sports. I'm Bob Montgomery, along with Roy Akers in the broadcast booth. As Roy, this is the first time these two teams have met since 3 years ago, when both of these teams out here used to be Gold League opponents. Now they're in the Oakland Activities Association Division II matchup, and we should have a whale of a ball game here tonight, Roy.
Yeah, these two teams were doing a fair amount of trash talking before the game. I think both these schools, it turns out the Mighty Oak Division I is extremely competitive, but Division II might be the most competitive out there. The captain's doing the kickoff. Aaron Quinn to kick it deep. Timmy Smith, the 100-meter champ, is the deep player. He's flanked by a couple other Pontiac Northern Huskies. The ball will go to Timmy Smith at the 3. He's got it up over the 15. He's wrapped up, although he spins around one guy, but the captain's containment will get him. Kyle Walker in on the stop. Josh Liuzu is in there as well. And Pontiac Northern, they start up short of the 20 on their own 17. Bob, I'll tell you what, we're taking a look at this ball game here tonight. The captain's ground game was real big for him last week, although it was won by Justin Newingham. But defensively, the men in the trenches are the big players for him. As the captains will line up Rose, McGugan, Kevin Begola, and Brian Rush. Begola is a switch from Jason Trozen, according to Coach Duff, and we also have two other changes as well. The Huskies will line up. They have two wide receivers here split out to the near side. Players for them will include Cleante Buckner and also Jason Lopez, as the Northern Huskies will work out of the eye from our right to our left. The handoff goes to the first man through, and a little bit of escapability that time was shown by Pontiac Northern's David Rogers, who will pick up a couple of yards before he's brought down by Dan Rose. So Rogers will pick up a couple of yards. Actually, give him more than that. Give him 6, as that's going to make it 2nd down and 4, as we are in the opening 30 seconds of this ball game. The Huskies working off the near hash mark from our right to our left. Once again, let's take a look. They're going to have split out to the near side. Eddie DeWalt this time. Split out over to the far is going to be Julius Hall, as Hall is going to be one of 3 players that are going to fit into the mix here for Pontiac Northern. It's receiving core tonight. Sweep toss to Tim Smith. He's got single coverage on the DB and escapes. He's got first down yards, skims up the sideline before the captain's linebackers, and finally also Justin Dyer will move in there. Dyer, the left outside linebacker, gets him, but not before Smith picks up a pretty nice little gainer that time, as the Huskies have moved the chains for the first time here this afternoon.
About their own 38-yard line.
Well, Roy, there, Tim Smith just got burned out there on that corner play, and that out there on the end there, Roy, and
well, you get Tim Smith single coverage against
this
anybody.
Kid's got here.
Yeah, they're going to have to do the shadow on this fellow. The Huskies have split out now to the near side. A couple of receivers. They're working out of the eye as Corey Lewis is their quarterback. Lewis, also playing other sports here for the Huskies, has that pass complete underneath to Eddie DeWalt. Oh, no, it skipped. That's what our officials will tell us. By the way, our officials for tonight's ball game include our referee, Randy Stewart, our umpire, Carl Krosick, our linesman, Doug Crenshaw, our line judge, Ray Squires, and our back judge, Mick Timkow. So the Huskies, on that incomplete pass, will now have it 2nd down and 10. Bob, it looks like on this attack, it looks like we're going to see kind of a balanced effort out of the Huskies, which is kind of surprising, because usually you used to not see that out of John Brown, but we got a new sheriff in town, and that's Bruce McNorton. 2nd and 10 we have 10:40 to go here in the opening quarter. We got no scores. We got the pro set on the field with receivers flanked out to the near side. The Huskies look like the Wisconsin Badgers there with the white tops, red pants. There's another sweep toss to Tim Smith going around, and he's got beat the first man. But that time, Ryan Jerwa, he comes in there and makes a stop. Also in there as well is Kyle Walker. And Tim Smith easily beats the front man, but the captains have got the right killer bee attack there. You know, the Huskies are known for the junkyard dog, swarming D. That's what the captains are doing against Timmy.
Yeah, well, there it came along the sidelines, and that's when you got to use your 12th man as the sidelines. They were able to at least contain Smith there on that play, only pick up a 6.
And that's 3rd down and 4, as Bob calls it. Actually, it's a long 4, almost 5, as we just passed the 2-minute mark here of the opening quarter. And here on the play action, Lewis is going. He avoids one man, tucks it in, and he's going. He's got the first down yardage and piles his helmet down as Aaron Card will make the stop. That time, Card comes out of the right cornerback slot, and after a gain of about 7 yards, it's another first down, this time for the captain, or for the Huskies.
First down for the Huskies.
Well, one of the things that you'll see out here defensively is from Al Duff, Roy, is he's blitzing a lot of his inside backers here, and that's what's creating this opening out here on the ends out here, and that's how they're picking up this yardage.
Yeah, you can't be everywhere at once, as the Huskies are the first team to cross the midfield stripe. They have the ball on the Kettering 48 with 9:31 to go here in the opening quarter. We got no score at WK as the Huskies out of the eye, and a quick hitter, and the first man through has got it, and the Huskies have got first down yardage and change as David Rogers goes across. Ryan Jarrois, once again, the free safety, will make the stop. And once again, it's another big gain, this time for 17. Yeah, we got to get Jarris's name right. I think we've had about every phonetic pronunciation, but it's Jarris is the fella on the stop. The third first down of the drive for the Huskies is they've gotten all three chain movers on via the ground route. Our clock continues to move with 9:08 to go here in the opening quarter. The Huskies have the ball off the far hash marks as this time Corey Lewis might be checking off. And he's got the reverse toss, and that one's going to go to Tim Smith. And Tim Smith is tattooed that time with colors by the green and white, but whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't hear a whistle early. He was wrapped up. I can't figure out the ball squirted loose late.
I don't know if we've got a replay of this yet, Roy. We had some camera problems before the start of this game, and I don't think we do. But there, I actually lost it. It looked like it went through to Tim Smith, but somehow the fullback must have fumbled the ball at that. Okay,
yeah.
Let's take a look at a replay here before we start this play. I think what you're going to see is a fumble out here, Roy, as that ball.
He pitched
it back over here to his fullback, David Rogers, who picks up the yardage.
All right, and that's how you'll have it on the 2nd and 5. This time there's no mistaking it. David Rogers is just knocked in the background. Justin Dyer will make the stop here for the Captains. Dyer this afternoon is playing out of the left outside linebacker slot, and that is no gain this time for Rogers. David Rogers has actually carried the football more than Timmy Smith. Rogers so far this afternoon has 4 carries for 29 yards as the Huskies have it 3rd and 5. Pontiac Northern's a perfect 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far here this afternoon. We have played 4:15 of this opening stanza. The Huskies have taken the opening kickoff and are still marching with a football. And here on the rollout, it's a toss to Tim Smith, who's got all kinds of room and is close to first down yardage. He needs to 21, and he's very close. J.R. Zapata makes the stop there for the Captains. And there you'll have it, and that's a gain of 5. And the officials like that when they will say, move the chains, as Tim Smith will get it.
Well, this is an impressive opening drive as they've used the run. They've only passed one time in this series of downs here, Roy, but they're picking up great yardage on the ground here. And Al Duff, I know he's going to try to have to do something here to stop this run game.
Yeah, Mike Berry and the rest of the troops. A big emotional win over Royal O'Kimball as Newingham was the big receiver that time, spinning around defenders and coming up with a clutch play. Back to this action. Corey Lewis will hand it off. No room this time. David Rogers knocked down. J.R. Zapata once again in on the stop. David Rushman in there as well. And that'll be a loss of 1 for David Rogers as the Huskies will have it 2nd down and 11. Our clock temporarily stopped on the field as we played 5 minutes. We got a bank of lights out up front.
Yeah, I just saw that, Roy. Hopefully that won't be the case here tonight as we complimented the great job that they did here putting in the bond money here. And our ball game last week over here at Waterford Kettering looked the best I've ever seen our video look out here for a high school football game, Roy.
Yeah, a lot better than it used to be, no doubt about it. I also like these yard markers. This is what they need to have over at Wisner Stadium, which is you can't even tell where you're at there because they don't have the yard markers. They got them painted on the brick wall, and it's a little tough to tell. But here at WK, they do it right, as that's exactly what you need to have. 2nd down and 11 as our officials have got through with their timeout. And the bank of lights, it'll take a few minutes for them to come on, but we can play around that because we're still at dusk and we have some pretty good daylight left probably for another half hour. Corey Lewis up over center, 2nd down and 11. Split out to the near side is Julius Hall. Split out over to the far is Jason Lopez. And here's the end zone pass on the flare. Touchdown Huskies. Getting away, Eddie DeWalt was the inside target. He was actually the third wide receiver on that play. Busted away from his man. Is that time there, he made toast. I think he put a little bit of butter on that over Aaron Card. And the Huskies will score out from 21 yards out, and they lead at 6-0.
And there he was just wide open, Roy.
Yeah, it sure was. Eddie DeWalt hauls it in for the TD. The Huskies had 5 first downs on that drive and took 5:12 off the clock. And here we've got it, the student body left, the student body right. The Huskies will have Payne come out, and he'll boot it through. And here we've got it. Opening drive of the ball game puts the Huskies in the lead 7-0 at a very methodical drive, Bob.
Well, you're watching Comcast TV 45 Sports. I'm Bob Montgomery along with Roy Akers. We'll be back right after this.
Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like. Dolly's Pizza, voted Michigan's best pizza by the Michigan Restaurant Association. Call and order one of Dolly's 7 delicious specialty pizzas, like the Mesquite Grilled Chicken Parmesan Pizza. Get a large round or square pizza for just $9.99. Check your mail for more Dolly's Pizza specials. At Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like. At Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like.
When you need a mortgage, you need answers. That's why so many consumers are relying on Roy Akers at American Mortgage Services for their home financing needs. Smart shoppers know how much they can afford before they shop, and then get a firm commitment on it. When you need a mortgage, Roy Akers has the answers to your questions. For fast, dependable service from a trained professional, call Roy Akers toll-free today at 1-888-265-7500. Evening and weekend hours are available for your convenience.
Well, welcome back. You're watching Comcast TV 45 Sports, and on the opening drive for the Pontiac Northern Huskies, they'll go almost 75 yards, Roy, to open this game up and score the touchdown. It's 7-0 now, and the Kettering captains will go on the offense.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was actually 82 yards on the drive, because remember, they started off with their own 17.5, 18 right in that area, as Timmy Smith didn't get a whole lot on the kickoff return, but it was very methodical. It was like 1, 2, 3, and it looked like the Pontiac Northern offensive line just basically blew away the Kettering defense. The captains have the right techniques, I think, against Tim Smith and some of this Northern team speed, but so far it's speed over bronze and courage, I guess, here so far here this afternoon. We got some talent on the captain's defense, but the Huskies break through, and they got this 7-0 lead. And Payne to kick it off. What a nice leg this kid's got. He kicks it back to the hero, Newingham. Newingham behind the student body. Doesn't see a lot of action. Still on his feet over the 25. Is finally stacked up and knocked down at about the 29. Donald Buckner for the Huskies, one of the players in there. Looked like they might have also got William Dunlap, one of the special teamers out there as well. As let's get you the captain's lineup here offensively here in this first quarter. They will have same starting lineup offensively. They're going to have a quarterback, Tim Morris. Danny Barth is the halfback. Dan Rolls is the fullback. Other skilled players include Nick Reeser at tight end. Justin Newingham at split end. The flanker is Adam Mountain. The tackles are Bodmer and Dyer. The guards are Trozen and McGugan. And the center is Steve Robinette. As up over center comes Timmy Morris. And our clock will start moving here in just a second. The captains have 2 receivers split out of the eye. The Huskies have a 5-man front back to pass. We've got it. Morris on the fly all alone is Newingham, but it's overthrown. Oh, he had it set up. He had the DBs just kind of sitting down, not really hustling a whole lot, but the ball was overthrown. And that time there, one of the things that Newingham said in the Oakland Press, and I didn't catch the comment, but I did read it in the paper, was Newingham said that Royal Oak Kimball was giving them the out patterns all last week. Actually, they weren't. They were covering those, but they had nobody in the middle. And he said it was key to his touchdown grab was that he cut back to the center of the field because he didn't think there'd be anybody there. And because he felt like the captains were scouted very well by the Royal Oak Kimball Knights. But they throw the pass along the sideline across the field, incomplete. 2nd and 10, the man in motion here for the captains is Nick Reeser. Back to pass Morris. Oh, he's hit as he throws it, and the ball just overthrown. Reeser was the intended target. as it's now 3rd down and 10. So the captains are become air-berry here, which is pretty surprising.
Well, William Griffin there from his defensive end position that time just put pressure on Tim Morris, hit him back from the blind side, Roy, and lucky the ball did go incomplete.
That'll make it now 3rd down and 10 as we played all but 26 seconds of one half the first quarter. We got 6:26 to go in quarter number 1. The Huskies have scored on a 21-yard strike from their quarterback, Corey Lewis, out to Eddie DeWalt, and they converted the point after. Our game score, the Huskies 7, the Captains nothing in this big Division II ball game. A very early showdown. It's going to really going to determine things. And Morris is sacked. He goes back to pass. The entire defense just swarmed on him. Cornelius Payne is in there. Also in there on the stop, including others, but we got William Griffin we can ID. And on that 3-yard sack, that's going to make it 4th down. And this 3 and out might set the tone for things, Bob.
Yeah, I know Mike Berry didn't want to open this way after the Northern Huskies came down with that impressive first drive. But sometimes if you're going to live and you're going to die by the pass, and that time, oh, it's a low snap, Roy.
Jason Frank following the low snap will punt it. Tim Smith at his own 45 is going to try to get, well, he has his shirt collar right out from underneath him. Newingham is in there also. One of the special teamers, Andy Kioski and Edmund Brooks. Fellas getting time on the valuable special teams. Take Timmy Smith and whirly bird him around and finally tattoo him. They just spike him down and he goes down, and the Huskies will have tremendous field position. They are at their own 39-yard line with 5:42 to go. And if you take a look at things, the Captains only had the ball for about a little over a minute in football time, and that's not going to cut it. They would like to turn things around. Up over center here for the Huskies, you've got Corey Lewis on the toss back. Uh-oh, it's going to be Smith, and Smith up over the 45 midfield, stacked out of bounds for about an 8-yard gain. It looked like after Ryan Jarwa got him, or actually Jarris, excuse me, but it looked like, did Timmy Smith cock that football back like he might be thinking of doing something wild and crazy back there?
I don't know if that was just to, shake up the defense there, but he almost picks up first down there, Roy. It's going to bring up now 2nd down and short yard here.
Yeah, speed kills, I'll tell you what. We're going to call it 2nd down, and we'll call it 1, not 2, as that time Tim Smith will pick up 9. And 2nd down and a little over a length of the football away. The Huskies out of the eye. The handoff to the first man through. Counted a 1st down as David Rogers will take the handoff. He at the tailback spot. And the Huskies will move the chains for the 6th time in this ball game. Brian Rush with a stop for the Captains.
Well, I think defensively what the Captains are trying to do, Roy, is they're trying to slant everything into the middle of the field and try to keep these guys bottled up. And then have the linebackers, Dyer and Zapata and Rushman and Walker, make the tackles and fill some of the gaps and shut down this run game. They do have the gap
defense going, yeah, as you have spoke about. The Huskies out of the pro set. The running backs are Rogers and also Smith. And this time, not a lot of running room as the Captains' defense will break through. Trying to check it out, but Kevin Bagola, the right tackle, will come in and make the stop on David Rogers. Justin Dyer will get an assist. 7 carries for 32 yards is what David Rogers has put together. So far tonight, 4 carries for 33 yards for Tim Smith. Smith has yet to break the long one, but he's run great east to west, but I think the Captains will take that any day, Bob. Pontiac Northern, they might be checking off with 4:36 to go here in the opening quarter. Corey Lewis up over center on a very deep drop, going downfield. His target is hit on a skip, as that time it looked to be the intent. It might have been Dennis Martin, or no, is it Martin or Hall? Looked like Julius Hall was the intended target, but that ball skipped like a rock on a pond, and that'll make it now 3rd down and about 10.5.
Really, the first really bad pass there by Corey Lewis is so far he has the touchdown pass, and he had a pass earlier in that opening drive, completed that.
Yep, he's 2 for 4 so far here passing in this ball game. Up over center is Corey Lewis. Corey Lewis looking right, looking left on a very deep drop, about 15 yards out of Tim Smith. He takes it in his own backfield and had decent running room, but the Captains close the hole. Zapata once again will get the stop. and that'll now make it 4th down and about 6 as the Captains have held.
Well, J.R. Zapata there, Roy, a big sophomore coming up to play varsity football, 5'9", 180, and Al Duff has brought up a sophomore 10th grader here playing varsity football at the linebacker position.
Continues to move with 3:52 to go. The kicker, he's the pooch punter, but he does it pretty well. Cornelius Payne showing pretty decent skills there in his little point-after attempt. The kid's got some leg, and he will dish it off. The deep players there for the Captains will include Timmy Morris and also back there Justin Newingham. So there's where you'll have it. And we have, too much time taken on the field. It looks like the Huskies couldn't get it off in time, and they'll be marched back 5 yards. It is indeed delay a game. The Huskies will be called for a game's first penalty. There's a couple of big changes I've seen from John Brown's days. And John Brown, we love you and everything, but you're gone. And you know, God bless you over there and what you're doing to the admin building. But frankly, the Huskies don't commit all the penalties that they used to. You know, I mean, the Huskies commit. I mean, they used to just have personal. They look like the Oakland Raiders of high school football. And this time the punt is off by Cornelius Payne. It's a nice little effort. It'll be down by the Huskies at about the 30, maybe 31-yard line. And the Captains will have it as Tyrone Combs will bat it down, and the Captains will start over there. But on the other end, too, the Huskies are throwing the football a lot more than they used to. And I love watching the old Huskies, and I like the old penalties sometimes. But when you were calling a game for the Huskies against some of their opponents, you just have to hit yourself in the head a few times. So you have to do a Homer Simpson, you know, one of those type of things. So
well, I'll tell you, it's got to help there. Bruce McNorton, a longtime cornerback over there for the Detroit Lions, bringing his experience over here to Pontiac Northern. That's some experience that.
It's good. Yeah, the players like that. They respect it when a pro coach will take the time to come down to their level, so to speak. That handoff that time for the Captains goes to Danny Barth, as Dan Barth will pick up a couple. Terrell Armstrong will make the stop as Buckner will get in there as well, and that'll be about a 3-yard pickup. That's the first time that the Captains have been able to do anything running the football today. They passed the first couple of times they had the football on their 3-and-out moments ago. We got 2:51 to go here in this beautiful fall evening at Waterford Kettering. I was loaded for bear. I was ready to build a snowman. I had a coat, a sweatshirt, and a shirt, but we only got the golf shirt out here tonight. Barth will elude one man, tries to get around another. The Huskies will get containment as finally Barth will pick up about 4 more. Payne in on the stop as he's backed up by Armstrong, and that'll make it 3rd down and about 2. So Barth gets 5, and Barth looked like he might have the initial burst to bust through and get the Captain's first down.
3rd down, about 3 for the Captains.
We'll call it 3rd down and 2.5, maybe a long 2, what have you, as we're down to 2:10 to play here in this opening stanza. The Huskies lead our ball game 7-0. As they are playing on the road in this Division II Mighty Oak. Trap linebacking going on right now is called by our spotter. Barth gets around one guy in a second, and he falls forward. I think, Bob, he needed to get to the 42. I think he's out at the 41 and a little over it. Depending on the spot, I think I don't know. He got a pretty good spot.
Well, Tyrone Combs there for the Huskies there, Roy, came from the weak side that time, put the blitz on from the weak side, came all the way across the field, made the tackle, but it will be a Kettering Captain 1st down.
All right, that's the first down of our ball game here for the Captains. As WK has moved the chains for only the first time tonight, Barth has 3 carries for 10 yards here right now. The Huskies are showing a 5-man front with the 2 linebackers. Here's their front 5. They got Griffin, Payne, Hill, Roberts, and Armstrong. They're backed up by Combs and Derrickson. The secondary will get for you in a minute. A quick drop here, and the pass is dropped. Newingham that time had a shot. The officials that time are hearing it from the crowd who thought there might have been an over-the-back penalty, but I thought it was pretty clean, Bob.
Yeah, I did too, and I think maybe they were initially reacting to maybe a little bit of a late hit after Newingham.
Quarterback? Yeah.
Let's take a look at it here on replay, Roy, and we'll see from our ground level there. Newingham that time, I think they were complaining about a little hit after the play there.
Yep, that'll make it 2nd down and 10. We've played all but 1:45 of our opening quarter. The Huskies lead it by 7 here on the road. Excellent Division II matchup. We're going to tell you about our standings here in just a few moments. Top-ranked team in Class AA in Oakland County is the Troy Colts, who we saw already.
Oh.
Newingham fell that time. He lost his feet. Nice coverage that time by the Pontiac Northern Huskies. They had 3 players around the football. Martin and Smith were in there, also Julius Hall as well, and it makes it 4th down. So the Captains seem to have pretty good play selection. They seem to be to have the right things going. It's just their execution. I think that they're firing a few blanks here so far, and
Well,
Tim
Tim Morris,
they're only behind by a touchdown.
Yeah, Tim Morris has yet to complete a pass, and what I'd like to see him do here, Roy, in maybe 2-3 yards, get this kid's confidence built back up here.
Captains will have Mountain and Newingham split out to the far side. Morris is the quarterback, and he's got a 5-step drop, releases it in a hurry, and the pass is overthrown, and the officials will rule no contact as Cleante Buckner that time provided decent coverage for the Huskies, tipped that pass away, and it now makes it 4th down. Check this out on Tim Morris, Bob. He's 0 for 5, and their ground game has only gained 10 yards, and they needed every inch of those 10 yards just to move the chain once. So both teams have had the football twice in this first quarter. The captains, Jason Frank, will be kicking it back. It looks like we've got Smith and also Jason Lopez back there for the Huskies. As Pontiac Northern, we got a timeout on the field. The Huskies were desperately trying to call timeout. I think that they might have had too many men on the field. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I only count 11. Wait, no, geez. I only count 11 players. I'm not sure what that one's all about.
Yeah, if they didn't have the right people up there or what. But as they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout. You're watching Comcast TV 45 Sports. I'm Bob Montgomery along with Roy Akers. We'll be back right after this.
When the TV goes on in Mr. Jones' class, I know it's going to be interesting.
We see places we wouldn't normally be able to see and meet people in history.
Hey, let's talk about Cable in the Classroom is a powerful tool. More than 30 cable networks design programs specifically for the classroom. No commercials, no viewing requirements. I'm in control. You'll research a region and then
We
represent...
usually have to do a report, but it's interesting, so it's always really fun.
Distinguished members of the Circle of Nations.
Cable is giving us a fantastic free service. It's up to us to use it.
And here we've got it. The captains are set to punt. The Huskies have called one of their first half timeouts. They got 2 to go. All kinds of time for Frank, and takes advantage of it. Timmy Smith will let it fall as it takes a captain's bounce. Accidentally, the captains touched that football as Aaron Card touched it at about the 22, but he might have only got the 21 anyway, so it really wasn't much of a loss. The football kind of crawled up his jersey. And the Huskies, with 1:24 to go here in the quarter, will have the football here for the 3rd time in this ball game.
Well, I think defensively, the captains here have got to come out and make a big play here, Roy. Get the old momentum back here, shift it back over here to the captains, and we'll see what they can do defensively.
Here come the Huskies. They've got the football. They're 2-0 this year, one of several undefeated teams in Oakland County. And they're trying to make mincemeat out of the captains who have got the 4-4 defense going. Wide sweep toss outside to Tim Smith. We got flags everywhere as we got holding on the Huskies. Smith streaming along the sidelines, but he's just airing out his legs as Dan Rose will bring him down. Flags flying everywhere. It looked like somebody might have got a little bit too much of the captain's jerseys, and this one's coming back, as this is a spot foul that'll be called against PN, as the Huskies have had 1 penalty here today, and they're going to have another one right now, as it's a spot foul once again. That's how holding is called. I think that we know it's 10 yards plus the spot, so that's where we're going to be at. Now, holding, actually, if it happens in front of the line of scrimmage, it could be a 2-yard gain and marks 2 yards off. So it could be a penalty, an 8-yarder instead of a 12 or 15 or whatever it happens to be, and that's what we'll find out.
I think the hold initially came about 3 yards deep in the backfield, Roy, so
it's a 13-yard flag. The Huskies are called for 2 penalties for 18 yards so far this evening, as Pontiac Northern will have it 1st down and a lotto ticket away from making a moving of the chains here. I think you got a better chance of hitting the 4-digit or something than making a 1st down. 1st down and 23.
Well, they even moved it back further, Roy, so 1st and 25.
Well, at least that's what they mark on the clock. Nah, it's about 23.
Okay.
I'll go with what we got. Corey Lewis scrambling in the end zone, avoids the captain's rush, looks to get rid of it, and has the pass complete. A nice grab by Eddie DeWall on the far sideline. Gets it at about the 21-yard line. It looked like David Rushman with the stop. So we're going to call that one about a 12-yard grab for DeWalt. And he made actually a nice grab. But once again, the Huskies are, well, they're 2nd down and 9. So really, they didn't do too bad. It's the equivalent of a 1-yard gain, and I guess you can live with that. Final 34 seconds is what's ticking off right now in this opening quarter. The Pontiac Northern Huskies will split out to the near side. Jason Lopez. They actually are going to have 2 tight ends in the ball game here for one of the few, actually I think the first time tonight. As here's a play action, and Lewis over the middle. Pass is complete, or is it? No, the officials will say that the big tight end loses it. Ryan Jarris.
Yeah, Ryan Jarris came up there. Roy just made the stick on that play, knocked that ball loose, and that's what defensively the Kettering captains had to do.
And there it is. You look at him. He had it at first. I'm not too sure that the ground didn't cause it, but let's face it. The officials are right on top of it, and they're there. So that'll now make it 3rd down and 9. And so far tonight, Corey Lewis is 4 for 7 passing here in this ball game. As he's actually looked really good, accompanying David Rogers and Tim Smith, who's running in front of him. Here on the sprint draw, it's going to be the big fella, Tim Smith. Runs wide, but the captains do a tremendous job and will hold Lewis to a couple-of-yard gain. Rushman is in on the stop. Also in there as well as Jarris, and I also look to see Brian Rush in there as the captains will hold. And Tim Smith has not been able to use the sprinter speed as the captains are using a swarming team defense. And one of those hearty meals they have up there on the big boy at 59. Again, I tell you, that's one of the things that's not talked about. Some of these high school teams, they get the training table and all that, and they get themselves psyched in a mood. When the captains saw the Huskies hit the field today in some of their pregame, each team was baiting each other. There was a couple Pontiac Northern Huskies, and one guy for the Northern, I didn't see the player because I was talking to some of the coaches, was huffing and puffing and strutting. He was like a peacock or something out there doing all his little acts, and the fans were laughing, going, man, is that kid crazy? And then the Kettering captains got into it. They were out there clapping real loud, just whooping it up, and both teams were starting to stare each other down, and finally the coaches just said, hey, come on, let's just get warmed up. But it was kind of cool to watch it. You like to see that, and you certainly don't see it in boys soccer, so that's one of the things you got to like about the football,
Well, that'll end our first quarter. Our score is 7-0. The Pontiac Northern Huskies on top of the captains, and we talked about it, and I think defensively the captains needed to stop that drive, Roy. Now let's see if the offense can't pick it up here and get the ball moving, and we've got some of the bugs worked out here at Comcast Cable. They've got the lights back on over here on the field. We've got our end zone camera back for you, and so some of those gremlins have hit us here tonight, but some of those gremlins are down on the field right now offensively for these captains.
Yeah, the Huskies tonight had 6 first downs, 5 of them in their opening drive. The captains, boy, I'll tell you, they've had to Band-Aid, Scotch tape, and claw their way for their only first down tonight. They got their only first down by inches, and that's been it. So here come the Huskies as they will punt. It's Payne, the poocher, will have it. Newingham, one of the players back there for the captains, as the Huskies will punt, and Payne back on his own 10-yard line. It's a short little squibber, and it's fumble, but Newingham picks it up. Still on his feet at the 40, and about 3 Pontiac Northern players will finally stand him up and knock him down. Dunlop is in there. Also, you got Cleante Buckner and David Rogers as well. So I'd like to thank John Schimmel, who's given up a Friday night of watching Jeopardy to come out and help us spot here tonight. Thanks a lot, John. John helped us out with the Pontiac Chargers games, and anybody that can go out and watch them play football, I guess, can sit next to us and spot anytime. Whoa.
Well, how about Cornelius Payne out there, Roy? 6 foot, 230. You got him punting back there, and I think more of that. It's just how much of a leg this guy can get into the ball.
He's got a pretty good leg. I like their punter. But we got some type of a problem on the field. The officials, I think, are...
Official timeout here.
I think it might be time. Well, you know what happened? The clock didn't operate, and the officials are wanting to know about it. It's a good job, because these officials haven't let anything go. I did a girls' basketball game at Pontiac Central last Tuesday night, and the people that were operating the scoreboard over there, holy smokes. I think they probably played about a 45-minute game instead of 40 minutes, because they hardly ever stopped and started the clock properly.
Well, there, they'll let 8 seconds go off the clock, 11:52 here to start this
Good job,
quarter.
Mr. Stewart. You thought we'd only get you on for the bad stuff. So the officials are working and staying on the ball here tonight. Dale Cucci hires these guys. Way to go, bud. Tim Morris up over center. The captains have the football. 1st and 10 at the Huskies 42. And here's a handoff to Barth. And Barth is close to first down yardage. Run out of bounds by Pontiac Northern's Tim Smith. Also, make that Lopez is in there too. And that'll make it 2nd down and short as Barth will come across. Our stats after 1 quarter, Huskies 7, the captains nothing. That was a 9-yarder for Barth. The captains only had 10 yards on the ground, none in the air, as the Huskies look pretty good defensively. The Huskies after a quarter, Tim Smith runs 5 times for 35 yards, Rogers 8 times for 31. Corey Lewis passed for 47 yards during the first stanza. Huskies here on the drive, and they know that the captains were going to run that time. And I'm taking a look. I'm not sure who got the carry for the captains. We'll get it in a second. Payne was in there on the stop. I'm pretty sure also Combs in there too. But that time on the carry was Dan Rose, who gets nothing.
Well, we'll have a timeout here by the officials, Roy. They're going to bring the chains over. I guess it's that close. And looking at
the chain gain, they're moving the yard and down marker back a half yard.
Yeah,
so
well,
we'll find out.
Yeah. Want to bet that Coke again, Roy, here?
Not here. I don't think he's got it.
Yeah, I think he's a little short myself.
No, you have to get me a little tougher situation than that. We broke even. I won the first time, you won the second. So with 11:43 to go here in a half, the officials are getting things spotted up on this 3rd down. Oh, there you got it. We both lose. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to play poker tonight. I don't know if either one of us had the hand. So the captains will get their 2nd first down here tonight, as that's a yard pickup for Rose, as they say he nudges the football in front of the yard marker. And that's a 2nd first down tonight for WK. Huskies 7, captains nothing. The captains are on their march on their 3rd offensive possession of the first half. Split out now to the near side is Newingham. Over to the far is going to be Adam Mountain. Up over center now, Timmy Morris. Morris on the play action on a little slant, and the ball was knocked down. The intended target was Nick Reeser. Reeser had the ball thrown slightly behind him, and when he tipped that one in the air, if the Northern linebackers might have smelled a little bit more leather, that ball could have been picked. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Dennis Martin back there at one of the defensive backs came up and tried to make a play on the ball, Roy, but luckily it was just knocked down.
We have only 1 sack in this football game tonight. It's Corny Payne, who got to the quarterback once, and there you have it. 2nd and 10, opening 30 seconds of the 2nd quarter. The captains trail by 7. Up over center is Timmy Morris. Look at the Husky stunning defense. 7 men up front. Handoff straight on through. Beautiful fake. Dan Rose got everybody, including me that time. That time he's brought down by Buckner. Also in there, I thought I read Mosley, but Mosley's not in the ball game. It was 44, William Griffin. And that's another 9-yard pickup.
We'll take a look at it here, Roy, and that time it's just a quick hitter right up the middle right there, and that's what's going to happen when you send those linebackers and you get past that gap. Then your cornerback's going to have to come up and make the stop.
That'll make it 3rd down and slightly less than a yard, as the officials have called timeout. Well, these officials have called a lot of timeouts tonight. They're remeasuring.
Yeah, they're going to bring the chains over, I guess. Again, it's that close there, Roy. I think he's a little short this time. Great crowd out here tonight, Roy. You see them on TV screen. The cheerleaders are trying to get this crowd pumped.
Yeah, the Waterford Kettering marching band out there. The officials say, there you have it, just shy, as it's going to make it 3rd down and somewhere less than a football away from moving the sticks. The captains have 2 first downs. They've had measurements for both of their first downs tonight. And they got a measurement for a near first down. So The captains, they need to start removing all doubt, but it's kind of tough when you got the Huskies. Huskies have looked very good tonight. They're executing fairly well on offense, and their defense has been tough as nails as they've given up 29 yards in this ball game, none in the air. Timmy Morris is 0 for 6. He's had a couple of drops, and other than that, though, nothing in the air. The captain's passing is actually -3 yards with the sack, so there you have it. Third and a little bit. Do you think it's going to be the keeper, Bob? I got to go with the keeper. We got two wideouts with the pro set with the hitch right. Smith up over center, and there's the flag. I think that the captains were trying to get movement but didn't get it.
Yeah, I think there that time Tim Morris gave him a real hard count there, Roy, and once he got that hard count, he pulled Northern over and made contact.
I'm not too sure if it's not too much time as well, though. Nope, encroachment, defense. Third penalty, that's the third first down tonight for the captains. They get 1 on the penalty, they got 2 on the ground, and there you have it. With 10:49 to go here in this opening quarter, the captains have put together their best march of the ball game. As WK has it, 1st and 10 at the Northern 17. They work up the near hash mark. Newingham split out here. Over to the far is Mountain. The Huskies have single coverage again for the DBs, and they got over the middle, underneath, touchdown! Beautiful play, as that time, I think it's Mountain with the catch. Mountain will come over across on a slant, right in front of the 2 DBs in the end zone and makes the grab. Let's look at it, Bob.
Yeah, this is definitely worth looking at it. Adam Mountain, what you're going to see, Adam Mountain this time on a little slant-in post, Roy. And we should have a good look here from our end zone camera. That time, Tim Morris put it into the numbers and threaded it right through there.
He removed all doubt. He basically shook the numbers up that time as he split them, and there you got it. Here comes our extra point to be kicked up by Kettering's Aaron Quinn. The student body shift as usual, and here we finally will get our alignment. Oh, it's a squibber. Back, the captains need to get something going into the end zone. Incomplete, the Northern, oh, now we got flags everywhere, and it might be interference. Nick Reeser was the player most alert and was closest to the football for WK. I don't really like the student body shift. I'm not real big on it.
No,
a lot of teams do well with it, but I've never particularly given it any love or kisses, I'll tell you that.
You see it at this high school level a lot, Roy, and I think I'd rather get my linemen down, get them set, take a little bit of the pressure off of the snapper, and he has less to worry about.
Well, right. I mean, these kids got homework, girls, the weekend to think about. Why he shipped them back and forth? I mean, just put them over. But then again, Mike Berry will probably want to slap me silly next time he sees me. But I'm just not big at it. But I've seen a lot of teams do well with it. They run it in. They get everybody shifted over. They might get a mismatch somewhere. And
you'll see a lot from Walt Nipko, and what they'll do is the long snapper there. In that case, that's for Mott Zisselman, Eric Zisselman. He'll snap the ball, then go into the end zone. It's usually a pass that they try to complete the 2-point conversion. I think what we're going to have here is that we're going to have to take this penalty, kick it over, Roy, and so now the captains will get another shot at tying up this ball game.
Boy, you sure hate to see that. You know, we had a pro game in last weekend where they missed the extra point, and there was a penalty on the defense. I can't remember which one of the pro games. I watched so darn many, but anyway, they missed the extra point, and the defense had an offside. They actually lined up offside, and of course, in the pros, you'll never miss 2 extra points in a row. The officials are really taking their time with this one. I don't know. They're deciding whether they want caramel corn or white corn. I'm not really sure here.
Pass interference.
Well, it's pretty obvious it's against the Huskies because the captains are lining up. If it was against Kettering, it would have been declined, and we would have moved on a moment or so ago.
You got to remember that your holder out there is Tim Morris, the quarterback, so...
Well, here come the captains. Oh, they're going to try to run it in, and and I don't know, it's close. The officials don't seem to like that one, and it's no good. That time the ball was snapped back to our running back that time, as it looked like Rose couldn't get in, so the captains fail at it twice in a row, and they trail at 7-6. So there you have it, all that razzle-dazzle, and the captains are behind by a point. That's kind of disheartening after you take all that time and put together such a nice, solid drive, but there you have it. Well, with that, you know what? This would be a good time for a timeout, everybody. Why don't you get up there and get yourself a snack? We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the Comcast Sports Network.
When you need a mortgage, you need answers. That's why so many consumers are relying on Roy Akers at American Mortgage Services for their home financing needs. Smart shoppers know how much they can afford before they shop, and then get a firm commitment on it. When you need a mortgage, Roy Akers has the answers to your questions. For fast, dependable service from a trained professional, call Roy Akers toll-free today at 1-888-265-7500. Evening and weekend hours are available for your convenience.
You're back on Comcast TV 45 Sports. I'm Bob Montgomery along with Roy Akers in the broadcast booth, and the Kettering captains come away a point short of tying up this ball game. 10:37 left here in the second quarter, but impressive drive that time by the captains, and may have sent a message that time to the Northern defense that they've got some ball movement on their side of the field.
Did you say ball movement? Okay, there you go. And then the Huskies will bring it up from our left to our right. The deep players back. We'll have Hall, Smith, and Lopez. Here comes our kick is off by Aaron Quinn, and it's mishandled into the end zone. It looked like Tim Smith that time couldn't get a clear handle on the leather, and he'll down it.
Yeah, anytime the ball goes into the end zone, Roy, it's automatic touchback there at the high school level.
I will never forget in the opener we did at the Silverdome between Central and Mott way back in like 88, 89, I think it was fall of 88. And I will never forget when the Waterford Mott, or actually Central did not field the kickoff on their own one. Mott fell on it, and they got their only touchdown of the ball game and a real snoozer 7-6 win for the Corsairs. So it does happen. And there you got it. We got a man in motion there for the Huskies. That's Jason Lopez. The handoff will go to deep player in the backfield, Rogers, and Rogers spins around. Can't find no room. Timmy Morrison on the stop. We do have a very late flag down, and the captains might have had a great play for not, because I think we got a face mask.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're going to see there. And that time, man, they had Tim Smith wrapped up way back deep in the backfield, Roy, and there you just got to make the tackle.
Yeah, it stinks. It's like taking a nuclear weapon to kill a gnat. I mean, it doesn't make no sense. You got the guy knocked down. You can't, why wipe it out by a silly penalty that will not help you? So that's something that somebody is going to get some noogies there come Monday morning's chalkboard. You don't want to do that. That's something that drives me nuts, is when you get a penalty for something silly like that. Well, it was a big loss. If you're going to count it as one, that's going to be a face mask. It's actually a big loss. Rogers lost about 5 on that play, so that will count. But what will also count is, what do we got here? First and
5, Roy.
This is obviously a very unique way of calling a face mask penalty. Usually, I guess they're going to call it 1st and 5, and they will not say Rogers. They're going to wipe out the run at all. Call a little different here.
Yeah, I think there they just bring it back to the line of scrimmage that time and walk off the 5. Maybe not intentional.
Well, instead of it being second down and maybe 14, 15 right in that area, it's going to make it 1st and 5. So the Huskies have the football at their own 25-yard line, and now we got too much time on the field. Boy, have we seen that flag a lot tonight.
Yeah, the Hankies are flying from these officials out here tonight, Roy.
For this type of penalty.
You know, and I think the teams are starting to get settled down a little bit, and now some of the edge and some of the anxiety of playing this game here is catching up with some of these players.
Yeah, it's just too much time. Sometimes that stuff happens from the sideline. You might even have an offensive coordinator or somebody calling in plays, and they might be relaying signals, and somebody might be missing a beat. I mean, that is a possibility here. But anyway, it makes it 1st and 10. So now we've got another penalty, this time against the Huskies, as they have been called for 4 penalties tonight for 28 yards. And here in the backfield, Smith will escape. He's going to get a tremendous block, and Smith will move a lot east and west, and we'll move back to the initial line of scrimmage. All that east and west to gain a couple of yards. He avoided blocks everywhere. David Rushman was finally the man that stuck with Mr. Smith for a gain of nothing. Wow, Smith could have been tackled deep in the backfield.
Well, that time, I think he might have picked up a couple extra yards there, Roy. It sure looked like his knee went down on that one of those late hits right there. It looked like when he was trying to cut it up to get back to the line of scrimmage, his knee went down.
We're going to call it 2nd down and 10. That was the craziest play you'll ever see for nothing. That's a Barry-type play there. And here come the Huskies. Got split out here to the near side. It looks like they will have Lopez over to the far. It's going to be Hall. And back to pass. They've got it. Tucking it in is Corey Lewis. Lewis has got a block. Goes out of bounds. Close to 1st down yardage. He needed the 30-yard line. Goes out at the 28. Dan Barth with the stop for the Captains as Lewis alertly made something out of nothing, and they'll make it 3rd down and short. The officials will mark it out at about the, well, they won't give him the 20. They'll give him the 26. No, 27. So 7-yard gain, not 8. Our clock was stopped there momentarily on the, well, actually it still is with 9:03 to go. The Captains are trailing 7-6. The Huskies got a beautiful 21-yard pass from Lewis to DeWalt there in the first quarter. The Captains in quarter number 2 at the 10:37 mark got a pass from Morris to Mountain. The kick failed, 7-6. And there's a long fly pattern. Pass is incomplete. Julius Hall, who's pretty much played at the split end side here tonight, had the pass intended for him. It goes incomplete. Lewis is now 4 for 8 tonight. Ryan Jarris was providing the tight bump coverage that time. And that'll now make it 4th down and 3 as Newingham will be back. I'd like to thank all our volunteers, Bob, for coming out to tonight's action.
4th down, 3 yards.
Yeah, we'll get those for you when we have a timeout. And got an excellent crew out here again tonight.
Very experienced. Some of our Comcast Volunteers of the Year out there in the truck, including Stevie All-World Campbell's out there and Josh Bowen. But Josh, I don't work Friday nights Bowen's even here tonight. So there you have it. Pooch punt back there by Cornelius Payne. Plenty of time back there. End over end little squibber, goes right to Newingham, fields it at his own 47, over the 40, spins around now to the 37 as he fights down to the 46. As that time he got every bit of available turf possible. What a beautiful run of about 18 yards on the punt return.
I'll tell you, that was a heads-up play that time there by Justin Newingham to come up and field that ball. That was a low line drive, end over end, and if you would have let that ball hit Roy, no telling how deep that punt would have gone.
Boy, I tell you, you heard of the All-Madden team. He can play on the All-Roy team anytime. This kid is a hustler. I don't know if I'd want to play pool with this kid. He can tell you what, he can chalk them up here with the best of them. Good clutch plays by Justin. And here come the Captains out of the near hash mark from our right to our left. Rose with it. Had big yardage inside, but the hole closed in a hurry after a gain of 7 as he bowls down on those shoulder pads over the top of Combs for Pontiac Northern. Also in there on the stop, William Griffin in there. Let's take a look at
it. And what you're going to see, I think, defensively, you're going to see about 7, 8 men come up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to start blitzing the linebackers there. The linebackers are looking for some of the holes to fill, but they didn't fill that one, and he'll pick up 6 on it. Rose does.
All right. Morris up over center. The Captains in the eye. Mountain over to the far side. Newingham near. Here comes the handoff to Barth, and Barth is close to 1st down yardage. He needed the 27 and is pretty much there. William make that Tyrone Combs with the tackle. And if you want to bet this time, I think he's got it.
I think they're already going to go ahead and move the chains. I don't think they're going to bring him in this time, Roy. But I could be wrong.
Well, I'm betting on it. I'll get the Coke out of you. Here comes another official.
Well, there's the chains come over.
Well, the Captains, they've been living dangerous. This is the 3rd measurement we've had for them. Actually, the 4th. 3 of them they got it once, or twice they got it, once they didn't, and this one here is to be determined. So that's where we have it there. Let's take a look.
Yeah, while we have this time, while they're marking it off, our game is being directed tonight by Matt Latham. Handling the replay and all the video down there in the truck is James DeKelly. Handling the audio board is B.J. Ross. Down on the field, handling the audio is Sheila Humphreys and Steve Bobian. Along the handheld camera along the sidelines is Steve Campbell and Gabe Niemeyer. Up top in the stands is Henry Barron and Joshua D. Bowren working the camera up in the bucket truck, and John Schemmel out here spotting tonight for this ball game. And great job by all of our crew out here tonight.
Yeah, it sure is. It's nice. It's nice to watch a football game. We got the windows open here in late September, and any week we get that is a bonus.
That's some pretty video right there.
Sure is. We got some lights that are beautiful. Our pictures have been enhanced. As I'm sure you noticed it there, is sitting there in your own living rooms. Timmy Morris up over center, up the near hash mark. Newingham is near. Mountain is far. Back to pass. Newingham to Mountain, and Mountain has the ball tipped up, and it's picked by the Huskies. Tons of real estate with the flag down. Going along the sideline, I'm not sure who it is, but the Husky is finally cut from behind. Cliente Buckner with the huge scamper. The captains had a long interception return against them last week, but the flag will determine everything.
I think this is going to come back, Roy. I think the captains are going to be real happy. I don't know if we can see it on replay, but let's take a look at it before the officials make the call here. And I'm pretty sure he came over the back that time, and that's where the flag came out. I think it's going to be defensive pass interference.
Bob's looking for the flag. I'm looking for the drama, but this time here as the officials converge. That's the thing about this officiating crew. They're very unique. I mean, we've seen several official timeouts, but these guys would rather take their time and get it right rather than just think, not get each other's opinion, because they got 5 of them out here, and I like to see that.
Waterford School District property. Thank you for cooperating.
Well, last week, in the game there, Roy, so far Tim Smith, for the first 2 games, has 374 yards rushing in those 2 ball games, like 180, 182, 192 in the couple of games there. But taking a look at their schedule, their upcoming schedule, next week, Waterford Kettering will be at Berkeley. They'll be back home against Clarkston on October 4th. That'll be a TV game. October 11th, they'll have them go down to Birmingham Seaholm, and Seaholm so far 2-0 in the conference, Roy. That'll be one heck of a matchup. October 18th, they're over at Pontiac Central, another TV game for the captains. On October 25th, they're back home at West Bloomfield, and on November 1st, they're back home on TV against Mott. You see, the fans don't like the call, Roy, as they put the old hanky back in the pocket, Roy, and waved off that penalty. So
huge interception return for Buckner. Buckner is returned that one from about the 10-yard line all the way to the captain's 41. That is a 49-yard interception return. That was a key play, as the Huskies have just thwarted the captains, who are controlling the clock in this quarter. They're controlling the football, but now the Huskies will have it as they will move from our left to our right. But very quickly, Bruce McNorton, I don't think he has the right personnel on the field and wants timeout. And with that, we'll call one as well. We're going to be right back. We're going to take it. We'll be right back.
My dad showed me the difference between collecting coins and saving money. I thought he'd been collecting U.S. savings bonds, but he was really helping to ensure the future, his and mine.
Just because something's old doesn't mean it's lost its value. That's why I gave these guys a place to spend some quality time. I take care of them, just like savings bonds will take care of me.
These books don't just enlighten, they empower. In my family, learning is everything. And with the help of U.S. savings bonds, my children will have their chance to learn, just like I did.
My grandmother started collecting these a long time ago. The music would comfort her. It gave her a sense of assurance, security. This one was her favorite. It's where she kept the savings bonds for me.
back on the Comcast TV 45 Sports Network. I'm Bob Montgomery along with Roy Akers, and big interception there. Stopped the drive by the captains as they were looking to take it in and go ahead in this ball game for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, the same thing happened last week to the captains. They had a big pick after they nearly took it the length of the field for a score against Kimball, and it deflated the captain's balloon for a good chunk of the half. It took a while for them to get rolling again, and before they pulled it out in the last moments against the Knights last week. And captains controlling the clock, trailing by 1, following a missed extra point, and getting some momentum for probably the first time in this ball game, and they lose it as the Huskies once again have bailed themselves out and trying to improve on their 2-0 record.
Well, there on the sidelines, Mike Berry's talking it over with the head referee, and I'm pretty sure he's questioning that call, Roy, as to how your back judge can throw the flag and then
have somebody upfield tell them to pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, that is a good observation. Frankly, I thought, I don't know. I think the flag, it could have been called. Maybe not. It was an iffy type call, but it was a key play that time. And I guess, well, it's a momentum changer is what's happened here. Mike Berry showing he's not jumping up and down. He hasn't pulled a Billy Martin on the referees or nothing like that. And he's just going to play it as the way it stands. The captain's defense is going to have to hold here. There you got it. As the captains right now, seeing their defense on the field, Danny Rose, Dave McGugan, Kevin Magola, and Brian Rush are the front four for WK. Up front, Warren Rogers, David Hamler, Derek Norman, David Roca Jr. Oh, the Huskies are going to lose the football. Tim Smith will use his speed. He'll get a block and a beautiful one, but Smith will be wrapped up for about a 15-yard loss. It could have been 20 or more. That ball was pitched wide to him, and he had to go back and get it. And Smith, boy, does he run well east and west, but the captain's team defense will chase him down.
Let's take a look at it here, Roy, and I think one of the things you're going to see, number 84 coming back to make the hit on Dan Rose. I don't know if we'll pick it up on our replay, but we should see it right there. Boom! Puts Mr. Rose down, but there's a whole gang of green that time to knock Smith back here for a great big loss of almost
Tim Smith, 7
yards.
carries, 20 yards here tonight. So that's a 15-yard loss that puts him back in reverse. And that'll make it second down, and we're going to call it about 25. As up over center right now is Corey Lewis. Back to pass on the fly pattern. He's got Julius Hall streaking for it, but that ball will spin him inside and out. As that time, nice coverage by the two-way player, Timmy Morris. And that'll now make it third down and quite a bit. They got 29 on the clock. It's 20. Well, they have changed it to 25.
Yeah,
I need to hit the DOC, but I thought it was 25.
You're talking about that, Roy. You just couldn't pick up those numbers like you used to be able to.
No, I can't. I used to have great vision, but not no more. I think all this bad lighting over the years has caught up to me. So it's third down and quite a bit. Back to pass. A deep drop once again for Corey Lewis. Lewis will dump it off underneath to the running back, Rogers. Rogers gets a pretty good, nice little gain that time, but well short of the first down. Justin Dyer's in there on the stop. Zapata's in there as well, and it's about a 13-yard completion as Lewis will get it.
Let's take a look at it, and I think one of the things here that you're going to see is an excellent catch by the fullback coming out of the flats that time, and he had to take that nice little pass right over his shoulders and was able to pick that pass up.
Some people say, oh, hey, that was complete, but I'll tell you what, that was a good percentage play for the captain defense. It's better to give up a little than take a chance on a lot. Here comes the poocher. Cornelius Payne, the punter, is back. We're going to see the Kettering wideouts, Adam Mountain and Justin Newingham, as they'll be back inside their own 15. Cleanly off, and it's an end-over-ender back to Adam Mountain, who caught the captain's only touchdown. Has it up over the 25, skirts a block, and will get out close to the 30. He'll fall at about the 29. A couple of players in there, including Buckner and also William Dunlap. And with 5:23 to go here in this half, the captains will try to regroup following their only turnover, and actually our game's only turnover here this evening.
Yeah, Lionel Derrickson, and there, a nice open field tackle there that time, Roy, by the Northern Huskies.
As far as top 10 teams in the county, we're going to tell you about them here at our next available break. Number 1 in the county are the Troy Colts. AA and Class A, they are number 1. They were on our football network already once this year. I think we've got the best situation for all our Comcast teams being in the Mighty Oak, as you get a straight up the middle handoff, as Robinette, Trozen, and Magugan that time will block for the ball carrier Dan Barth, as Barth will pick up only a single yard. But, you know, when they disbanded the goal, I was kind of disappointed like everybody, but it looks like they redo the teams here every couple years. They've got some smaller schools to round out Divisions 3 and 4 so that they'll give Brandon's and some of those schools a chance, but all the Comcast teams...
This is a tough division.
Yeah, all our A schools are in Divisions 1 or 2. There's no... none of our teams that are taking a hit, so it goes to show you the goal had some pretty good football in it, as all the teams but Modern Division 2, Matson 1 rolling out, and avoiding the rush once, but not twice. David Rogers, the running back, the two-way player, absolutely puts the hammer on Tim Morris for the second sack by the Huskies this evening, and that'll make it third down and quite a bit, Bob.
Well, the last 2 years, the Pontiac Northern Huskies, Roy, played up there in Division 1. And talking about feeling your bumps and bruises up there in Division 1, playing against the Troy, the Colts, and the Rochesters. That's how this team now, they've moved down to Division 2. It perhaps made them a better football team by playing some of those tougher teams up there in Division 1.
Sure did, and the Central team was probably the most exciting team I've ever seen here at Comcast, at least since the Ryan Thorpe and Jim Miller played here at Kettering, as that was what an exciting ball club. There's an off-tackle run there for the captains. Not a lot of running room. That'll bring up fourth down. It looked like on the carry that time, once again, it was Barth who picks up maybe a yard if he's lucky. And he has 6 carries for 23 yards tonight, and the captains will now punt. But that Central team, boy, Dante Robertson, what a jewel this kid was. Awesome all year until he ran into South Lyon, who made Pontiac Central look like a bunch of pikers, and that Central team was real good. Him and Daryl Dixon were just tremendous. And Daryl Dixon out playing college football, and I think Dante, you said, Bob, caught on somewhere.
Yeah, he's down playing at a small college down there in Ohio, right?
And there's a nice little punt. The Tim Smith will let it move away, and it takes a big captain's hop down inside the 35. WK will have a powwow at about the Northern 32. Northern's had some good teams with Charles Talley, and they've had some exciting running teams. And I have enjoyed some of those, but I just
you got Watson down there that's playing down there at Purdue, Roy.
Watson, Talley, boy,
he's another Husky that is playing some big-time football in the Big Ten.
Although I liked Mott last year, I think some of the best Mott teams I ever saw was back when I was a little kid. My grandpa used to take me up there to watch the old 1971 to 75 course series. Boy, Chuck Simon and all them guys were great.
I think that the Pontiac Northern Huskies belonged in Division 1 last year. They're going to be, they were there for 2 years. This year, I don't think the Waterford Mott Corsairs belong in Division 1, so...
No, it's because of school enrollment more than anything, and they had to fit somebody in there. Uh-oh, Timmy Smith. Well, no, it's not Smith. It's the other running back who will escape, as it's a big first down effort for David Rogers, who'll pick up 13. Kyle Walker with a stop. Rogers that time, it looked real good. He just buried down his shoulders and gets Pontiac Northern their 7th first down here tonight. 13 yards for David. 44 yards and 9 carries for David. Our clock is now moved to 2:50 to play here in this first half. 7-6, the Huskies lead the captains. The captains are at home in this Division II key matchup. Looking off on a change. I think we got an audible, Bob. And here comes a quick hitter. It's going to go out to DeWalt. DeWalt spins around the 43, has first down yardage, maybe an extra yard or two. Dan Bark with the stop after a pickup at 12. What do you think might have been happening? Because they definitely audibleized to that pass.
Yeah, I think they did, and I think that time they did see DeWalt and, had nobody coming up to put the chuck on him right at the line there, Roy, and it was a pass right out of the flats that picks up 11 there, first down.
Clock did not move before that play, so our clock temporarily stopped. We have 2:33 to go. For one of the few times tonight our clock guy didn't move it. And we're supposed to have the clock move now, and it hasn't. But anyway, the Huskies from our left to our right. Here comes the first man through. Pulling them forward was the Kettering defender, David Rogers, after a couple. And that'll now make it second down, and we'll call it about 8. We have 2:14 to play here in this opening half. The Huskies have basically controlled the second half of this quarter while the Captains had the first half of it. The big momentum changer was when the Captains had that pick that was returned 49 yards by Buckner, and Huskies have basically had the football ever since then. All but a 3-and-out for the Uh-oh, Corey Lewis fumbles it, but the ball takes a big hop back to him and actually crawls along the ground without touching his knees and picks up about 4. A couple of the Captains in on the stop, including Zapata.
Even more than that, Roy. Give him almost 6 yards on that play.
That was good athleticism. It looked like Corey Lewis had no business doing anything. Lewis has 3 carries for 21 yards tonight, and that'll make it third down in about almost, well, I guess we'll call it 3. A minute 26 to halftime. A lot of people here tonight. Our stands are filled. Our marching band is getting ready to perform for us, and we're glad you're tuned in to Comcast. Slot back right for the Huskies with 2 tight ends. They are going to be content to move the football on the play action, rolling out. Single coverage, a fly pattern coming, but the ball well out of bounds, as the intended target that time was Jason Lopez, but the Captains had 3 players draped all over him, as Timmy Morris was one of the key players. Ryan Jarris back there as well.
Well, David Rushman in there, Roy, putting pressure on Corey Lewis that time. Couldn't tie him up, but Rushman with the great rush, and the Pontiac Northern Huskies will take this time out. Let's take a look at their upcoming schedule. The Huskies next week go over to Rochester, and that should be no easy contest. They're back home on October 4th against Berkeley. October 12th, they'll find them home against Mott. That'll be a TV game. On October 19th, they go to Seaholm. On October 25th, they go home. They're at home against Kimball, and they'll finish it out November 2nd against Pontiac Central. So those last 4 weeks, Mott, Seaholm, Kimball, and Central, very tough for the Huskies. And anybody's in the driver's seat so far in this conference, Roy. I'll tell you, this Division II, Birmingham, Seaholm, yeah, they might have the upper hand, but they've still got to face these Northern Huskies, the Kimball, and the captains. So this division's just up for grabs.
Yeah, really. When you have Aurelio Kimball, who was favored as one of the top 10 teams in Oakland County before the season, they're 0-2. West Bloomfield's probably the only cream puff in Division II. Everybody else has got a shot there, because Seaholm, Northern, Kettering, Berkeley, Central, and Kimball could all make some noise if the ball gets rolling their way. West Bloomfield has never really been that good of a team. They've had a couple of decent years in the last 20, but that's been about it. But other than that, these 2 top divisions are just awesome. Division I, Troy, Clarkston, Athens, Lake Orion, Adams, Rochester, and Mott. And hip over center, Corey Lewis. Lewis will have it. We got it 4th down as the Huskies go for it, going for all of it against a double team. The ball overthrown. Nice coverage employed that time by Ryan Jarris once again. Also looked like Mountain was back there as well. I like the captain's secondary because they converge deep in a zone, and if a player's going to go back there, he's going to find out he's going to have 2 men to beat, not just single coverage.
Well, I like that, that long pass there. 40 yards in the air there from Corey Lewis there, Roy, and he tried to put it on a dime down there. But now, let's see what Mike Berry does as he's some 63 yards away from the end zone here with 58 seconds left.
Yep, and there you have it. Split out to the near side is Newingham as the Captains work out of the eye. And what do we got? Another equipment timeout, as Nick Greaser button up that chin strap here. Just a few ticks under a minute to go. Split out to the near is Newingham. Tim Morris is calling out the signals. The Huskies are showing blitz up, and the ball is fumbled, and Captains think that they've got it, and so do the Huskies. Let's sort it out. Up the Huskies! 51 seconds to go. The Captains seemed pretty sure they had the ball, and I wasn't so sure because the Huskies were blitzing and were coming over the top, and they'll get it. Well, the Captains have their second turnover. Morris never got it.
Exactly, Roy. Second turnover of the night. The first one resulted in no points being scored, but now with 51 seconds left and some 34 yards left here to the end zone, let's see if the Northern Huskies can't put some points up on the board.
And there you have it, 1st and 10. The Huskies will have the football. Split out to the near side is going to be Jason Lopez. Over to the far, can't tell for sure. We got flags everywhere. Motion on Northern as Julius Hall was lined up to the far. The Huskies and the captains have basically been in the pro set this entire ball game. Seen 2 tight ends a few times, and other than that, it's been basically the vanilla look. The Huskies with their 5th flag tonight for 33 yards with 49 seconds to go here. Don't go away. At the half, we're going to have the Waterford Kettering Captains Marching Band. All our band parents, stay tuned. Your kids are going to be on next.
Look for another one of these long fly patterns down here, Roy.
Yeah, back to pass. There once again the deep drop by Lewis. A swing pass out of the backfield. Tim Smith escaped the first man, but the captains had him backed up with a couple of more, including Rushman. I saw him in there. And John Schimmel says Jason Bodmer was in there as well, and that'll make it 2nd down. And, oh, well, about a 1-yard gain there on that swing pass. Back to pass again is Smith with 22 seconds to go, and the ball will skip. Incomplete. 7 for 15 tonight is Corey Lewis. The big pass catcher tonight has been Eddie DeWalt, Bob. He has 3 catches tonight for 44 yards for the Huskies. Not the big offensive scheme that I thought the Huskies were going to have. I thought running the ball-wise, I thought Timmy Smith would be doing his version of the locomotion out there and running it constantly into the end zone, but it has not happened.
Both scores have come by the way of air so far here tonight, Roy.
Sure have. 1 for each side. The only difference is a made PAT for the Huskies. Back to pass. Here's Lewis. Going downfield. The ball is caught underneath on a little hitch. DeWalt will catch it near 1st down yardage. I think he stretched out and got it with 12 seconds to go. He needed the 33.5, and the officials, oh yeah, they gave him a good spot. 1st down.
Yeah, they really did. That near side official there, I think came in, and after that long stretch there.
Oh, boy.
Well, actually, remember, they got sacked back there, so it's 4th and 10 right here, Roy.
Oh, is it 4th and 10? Well, thank you. I appreciate calling that one for me. We have a timeout there called by the Huskies coaching staff.
Well, we'll take a timeout here. 12 seconds left here in this first half. You're watching Comcast TV 45 Sports.
When you need a mortgage, you need answers. That's why so many consumers are relying on Roy Akers at American Mortgage Services for their home financing needs. Smart shoppers know how much they can afford before they shop and then get a firm commitment on it. When you need a mortgage, Roy Akers has the answers to your questions. For fast, dependable service from a trained professional, call Roy Akers toll-free today at 1-888-265-7500. Evening and weekend hours are available for your convenience.
And here we have it. The captains are back out. What a huge crowd out there on a beautiful evening here on Bender Avenue. This is always great. I love everything about this stadium, but trying to get out of here after the football game. It's always great to come here to Captain Land. Just a tremendous backdrop with Hatchery Road off there to the south end zone and the beautiful sand pit. You know, the trees garden. It's just all the trees up here, just beautiful out here. And with the sun going down, we got the pretty skies earlier, and you can't beat it. As this is one of the better football fields in Oakland County.
Roy.
Really is. It couldn't ask for a better night. Not if we would have ordered it on a computer or something, whatever that means. But anyway, the Huskies have it. 12 seconds to go here in the half. They've got it. Lewis is going for the end zone. Oh, no, he'll swing. He'll check off and go underneath the Rogers. Rogers still on his feet, and that time will work over a couple of captains. Justin Dyer will put the hooks on him, and 4th down, it'll be a turnover of downs with 2 seconds to go here in the half, and the captains will get one last chance.
Well, one play here. Do you have Tim Morris take a knee, or you try to throw something here deep, Roy? What do you do?
I take a knee.
Yeah, I think so. Going at halftime, you're trailing this contest 7-6.
The Huskies got tremendous speed in the secondary, and I'd hate to...
Good point.
I would hate to defend that here, as you got a lackadaisical play. Some of these players are probably thinking about water right now and going in the half. I like taking shots in the end zone, but probably not here. It's too deep downfield. They got, as a matter of fact, they got to go 72 yards in the air on this play, and for once, somebody's listening. Well, nobody's listening to me, but it's a knee, and that'll be it. The Captains trail by 1. The Huskies playing a good half of football. Captains not far behind them. They're trailing by a point. Here we got the band coming up. We'll have all our first half stats in a few moments. You're watching Comcast.
Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like. Dolly's Pizza. Voted Michigan's best pizza by the Michigan Restaurant Association. Call and order one of Dolly's 7 delicious specialty pizzas, like the Mesquite Grilled Chicken Parmesan Pizza. Get a large round or square pizza for just $9.99. Check your mail for more Dolly's Pizza specials. At Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like. At Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like.
performance by the Waterford Kettering Marching Band and the Pom Squad that was out here at halftime. Roy, we should have one whale of a ball game here in the second half, as the scorer is the Pontiac Northern Huskies 7, the Waterford Kettering Captains 6, and the opening drive almost set the tempo for this game as the Pontiac Northern Huskies drove 83 yards to start this game and took it into the end zone. So far then, it was a battle out there, and I think the Kettering Captains took control of this ball game in the second quarter. The only reason
the turnover. 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 turnovers, and that's the only reason that I think the Captains aren't up top of this ball game, as they had a pass picked off near the goal line down here, and it's been a seesaw battle ever since.
Yeah, so far tonight, the Captains have 58 yards, but I guess with the 2 sacks that have come against them, they actually have less than that. They've have close to about 50 yards in offense. Captains haven't really generated anything. The only completed pass for the Captains was a touchdown pass from Morris to Adam Mountain in the second quarter at the 10:37 mark. And other than that, they haven't clicked. The Captains so far tonight in 10 rushes, they have 41 yards, averaging obviously 4.1 yards here in attempt. You take a look at the Huskies, though. The Captains have to be very pleased with what they've done against Tim Smith. They've only given up 20 yards in 7 carries, including a huge 15-yard loss on a botched sweep toss. But other than that, there just has not been a whole lot of running room here tonight. David Rogers is our game's leading carrier on the ground. He has 46 yards in 10 carries. So there's where you have it. Our kicker tonight is going to be Cornelius Payne, and he'll kick it back to the deep players, Mountain and Newingham, and it looks like actually that's going to be the quarterback, Tim Morris. Morris is going to get up over the 35-yard line. Somehow he found a room for some scrambling, and he got up and got it out there, and the Captains have some field position when they really shouldn't have expected a whole lot.
Well, the Captains had a great wedge form on that kickoff return, as you know that they deferred to the second half to they'll come out offensively to start the second half.
And there you'll have it. Here come the Captains as they'll start off here. Their front people will be Bodmer at right tackle, Trozen at right guard, Robinette's the center, McGugan is the left guard, Dyer is the left tackle. The fullback is Rose, the halfback is Bart, their quarterback is Morris. Newingham, Reeser, and Mountain are our receiving core here this evening. The Pontiac Northern Huskies, somebody lit something off underneath this. I don't know, some type of a smoke bomb or something, and I don't know if it's held up our ball game, but the officials are over there on the sidelines. They've done a lot of that tonight. Here's our defense for the Huskies as they have the 5-2-D, and we'll get that for you here as now the Captains are ready. Morris is up over center as we got our first play from scrimmage. Our slot back tight end Reeser is now in motion. They'll move to the power side. A sweep toss goes his way to Barth. Barth has got room up over the 44-yard line. He needed 10. He got 9 as that time David Rogers in on the stop. Barth will have his longest carry. Check this out, Bob, of our entire ball game. It happens right now. That'll make it second down and a long one as we played 30 seconds here of the half. Here comes our defensive line. Griffin, Payne, Hill, Roberts, and Armstrong are the front 5 for the Huskies. Combs and Dickerson are the linebackers. Rogers and Martin are the safeties. The cornerbacks are Smith and Hall. As the Captains are out of the eye, with on the near side, they're going to have Mountain and a busted play all the way. The Huskies smelled that play out the entire way. It looked like everybody in the front line got him, including Combs will come out of it. Combs, the linebacker, was actually there before his defensive line mates, and we're going to call that one a loss of 1. I'm not sure who got the carry on that one. That was like a botched all the way. They're going to say it was a Timmy Morris. Never even got rid of it. Tim Morris, you can't see he was handing off to anybody. He had no chance. A loss of 1, which will make it third down and about 2 for WK, as they have their initial drive here of the second half as we played nearly a minute and a half. Newingham is out here to the near side, providing coverage against him. Looks to be Julius Hall over here at the left cornerback. In motion will be Nick Reeser, and here comes the sweep toss outside to Barth. Barth has got pretty decent yardage and actually moves the chains on a second effort as the Huskies will break through. Armstrong, one of the players in there, and also looks like you say Buckner, and it's about a 4-yard pickup, and the Captains will move the chains for the first time in this second half, as the Captains will now have the ball still on their own side of the field on their own 47.
Well, one of the things I'm sure Mike Berry wants to do in the second half is to get his run game established here, Roy.
He sure does. The Captains have tried to click. They're only 1 for 7 with the passing game. We might have a audible happening right here as Timmy Morris up over center here on the play action, and we'll have the pass go through the outstretched arms of Dan Rose. And this has been one of the few, I think the only time tonight we've seen our quarterback Morris attempt a pass to one of his backs, and nothing happens there. It's second down.
But I like the call there. You want to get the back out here in the flat, Roy, and a little short pass of 3-4 yards. You try to get Tim Morris a little more confidence build up and try to get the passing game going
Last
also.
week, remember, Reeser had the quick hitters over the middle a couple of times? Well, the Captains have not tried that in this ball game against the Huskies, as the linebackers have pretty much filled up the gaps there for the team in red and white from Arlene Street. Division II action, the Captains trail by 1. The Huskies taking it to WK at home by a point. 7-6, a 1-yard carry, as Rogers will come through and make the stop on our ball carrier, Mr. Rose. Looks like Derrickson will also get the hit on him. So Rose will pick up 1, and it's going to make it third down and 9.5. 2.5 minutes have elapsed off our clock here in the third.
I think it's a big key play, even though it's early on here in the second half, Roy. I think the Captains would like to come out and establish this series here of keeping the ball moving here.
The Captains have 2 wideouts split out over to the far. They are going to be Mountain and Newingham, with looks like Newingham to the inside in the slot. And back to pass, you've got our quarterback looking for his big target, Rose. Rose will stretch it out. Very close to first down yardage. He got 9 of the 10, but did he get them all? And that's what our officials will tell us. Nice coverage by Martin, who comes over and will try to wrap up the fullback, who will get the very close to first down yardage.
Well, let's take a look at it and see if we can see if he picked up enough for the first down there.
He's just short.
Rose there that time. And coming up and putting the big stick on there, number 20 there for the Pontiac Northern Huskies, Roy. And that was Tim Smith.
Fourth
big
down
running
and very
back
short.
over here. I think kept it from picking up the first down.
Morris has only his second completion tonight as 4th down and inches. Timeout, WK. They will call this timeout out here. While they take a timeout, let's stretch out here. Let's take a 30. Be right back.
For Susan Chang, who spends most of her income on rent. For Felicia Hicks, whose 3 children still share the same bedroom. And for Jose Saban, who dreams of one day parking in his own garage. Introducing 1-888-HOME for Us, the toll-free call that gives you all the information you'll need to own your first home. Call now. Remember, the help is yours free, but a home is yours forever.
Well, Mike Berry has his troops along the sidelines as he has a decision to make early on in this second half, Roy.
We sent out both of his wideouts. He's going to have the pro set. I don't know if it'll be the I or the T. It looks like it's going to be out of the I. I don't know. I would probably just run it across the Huskies, though, have got 9 men in. Uh-oh, the quarterback. I don't think that Mr. Morris, he never got a clean snap, and I don't think he ever got to the line of scrimmage unless the officials gave him one heck of a spot. No way, it's a turnover, downs. Here come the Northern defense. Captains were also told they did not get it. Well, we called the sneak right, but the snap was botched.
Well, a great job in there. Terrence Hill, you got to remember, he's the nose guard there for the Huskies, Roy. And at 6'3", 360, he's a big hoss in there on the defensive line. That's who the Captains tried to go over there.
And with that, the officials are going to move the chains, and the Huskies offense is confidently out on the field right now for their first offensive attempt. The officials have officially made the signal. Here comes the Huskies offense. First off, Tim Smith is the tailback. David Rogers is the fullback. The flankers, Jason Lopez. The split ends are DeWalt and Julius Hall. Our tight end is David Atwell. The right tackle is Warren Rogers. The right guard is Damon Hamler. The center is Derek Norman. The left guard is David Roca, and the left tackle is Nick Bartley. We'll check the captain's defense out here in a few moments. And here comes the handoff, straight on through. No running room. I believe that's David Rogers with the carry, as Rushman will bust through. There's no room for him. Dyer's in there as well, and that'll now make it 2nd down and 11. We're almost to the 4-minute mark. We have 8:03 to go here in this 3rd quarter, as you see some of our fans and marching band taking in this is a cider night here. I'll tell you, I'd be pouring out the cider. We saw the grill coming in. I hope some of our fans enjoyed some of them bratwursts and hot dogs out there. And also, I don't know if they had the cider. That would be a good idea for the next game, huh? How about that? Here we go on a sweep toss to Timmy Smith. Timmy Smith will avoid the first man and will get back and lose about 3 yards. The captains will wrestle Smith out of bounds. They'll give him a little business, as that time Jarris will come in there and make the stop. I saw 50, and that's Rushman, and that'll make it 3rd down and about 12, a loss of 2. Boy, Smith likes to show you the football like he's going to throw the ball.
Adam Mountain that time just came up and tried to put a hit on Smith there, and that time Adam Mountain had to change his jock strap a little bit there, Roy, as Smith almost faked him right out of it.
Clock temporarily stopped with 7:34 to go here in the 3rd. The Huskies off the near hash mark from our right to our left. They have in the backfield Tim Smith and David Rogers. They have the 2 wideouts, Lopez and it looks like DeWalt, and they got scrambling Lewis. Lewis looking the other way, tucks it in, will go to midfield. He is short of the 1st down, though, as he gains 7, but he needed 11, as that time he runs along the far sidelines down the northern side of the field. Justin Dyer will run him off there into the northern line, 4th down.
Well, that time, Justin Dyer, you got to remember, he's another one of the sophomores that are playing over here, 6'2", 227, and that time he took on Lewis, just stood him up, Roy, and said, young man, you're not going to go anywhere, and let's take a look at it here. See a scramble back here, deep drop by Lewis. Sees no receivers open.
Yeah, he was looking for Lewis.
But look at Justin Dyer and Tim Morris come up and make the hit right there.
Yeah, the cornerback broke containment as he saw Lewis tuck it in, and as soon as he thought he was going to cross the line of scrimmage, he let the receiver Lopez go. So it's 4th down. Here comes our punt by Payne. The captains will once again have Mountain and Newingham, and the punt is off. Decent pressure by the captains. The captains will, Mountain will fall on it. That ball went through his arms, but bounced right back to him, and the captains will have it on their own 22. Combs was the northern player to first make it, and now we got a very late flag.
Well, that time a much better punt there by Payne, as he had some hang time on that ball there, Roy. And I think what we're going to see off this flag is we're going to have a personal foul call to get after the play. But that time,
I have no idea what that's about.
Payne hung that ball up high, and could have been dangerous as Mountain dropped that football, but wisely covered it up.
That's the way to go. You can't run with it if you don't have it. And alertly, Mr. Mountain took care of business. The captains will move from our left to our right. Off the center of the field, I'm not
sure of what that signal is, Roy.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Unsportsmanlike called against the Northern Huskies, Roy.
Well, that's a 15-yard penalty. That'll be the 6th penalty tonight for 48 yards. It'll be marked off. All of our stats are unofficial. All the official stats will take place in the Oakland Press, and obviously you can read those during the week and obviously on Saturday morning, which is one of my favorite times in the fall.
Yeah, I like to get up and get the old cup of coffee and look over all the stats from all these high school football teams.
Yeah, and on Saturday, don't call Bob because he's editing these ball games here. So he had 2 of them last week. He had the old doubleheader. It's going to seem like a day off just doing one. So
pass in there on Saturday and Sunday to get these games on for Monday Night Football.
Yep, we got the opener and tune it in to Frank, Dan, and company for the nightcap. And Al, and right now, though, it's Bob and Roy here at Waterford Kettering. Everybody's in tight on the play action, and a ball is picked. Northern with an easy score on it. Armstrong shorted it. He tipped it to himself. Touchdown, Huskies, as they will return it in. 37 7 yards for the score. The easiest touchdown you'll ever get. 3 turnovers tonight for the Captains.
Well, we got to remember that this is a Comcast TV 45 game, both Comcast in Pontiac and Waterford, and the Northern Huskies have something to cheer about. Let's take a look at it before we have this extra point attempt. There, you're going to see some pressure from the backside and an ill-advised pass from Tim Morris.
Never saw the man. And there you'll have it. As the Huskies are up in this contest, 13-6, they will try to convert the PAT on the swinging gate. As the ball is down, it is snapped, and the Captains bust through. They might even tip the ball, maybe, and the ball goes wide left. If the Captains got it, they didn't get a whole lot on the leather, but it doesn't matter as the kick is wide, and there you'll have it as the Huskies are leading at 13-6. While they do that, we get the teams out on the football field, and we'll be right back.
When you need a mortgage, you need answers. That's why so many consumers are relying on Roy Akers at American Mortgage Services for their home financing needs. Smart shoppers know how much they can afford before they shop, and then get a firm commitment on it. When you need a mortgage, Roy Akers has the answers to your questions. For fast, dependable service from a trained professional, call Roy Akers toll-free today at 1-888-265-7500. Evening and weekend hours are available for your convenience.
Well, welcome back to Comcast TV 45 Sports. I'm Bob Montgomery along with Roy Akers, and the Pontiac Northern Huskies strike quick here in the second half as the Waterford Kettering Captains had great field position at their own 36-yard line, and an ill-advised pass by Tim Morris, and Terrell Armstrong runs it back for the interception back 36 yards, Roy, and the Huskies now lead at 13-6.
Yeah, they had their problems. The Captains have had 3 turnovers today. The Huskies haven't had any. And the Captains are still in this ball game, 13-6, but they cannot afford to have any more miscues. There's a little squibber that's going to directly go out of bounds. And with that, the Captains will have very good field position up over the 35. They'll probably get, another 15, I believe, tacked on, and WK will have a shot. You know, if the Captains score here and tie this ball game up, if they do, the momentum, I think, will change because the Huskies have everything go in their favor today, and they're only up 13-6. And while you got the lead, if the game ends, you win. The Huskies have dominated a lot of ways statistically here this evening. The Captains have just not moved the football.
Well, you mentioned it. 3 turnovers. Turnovers will always hurt you. Pontiac Northern has yet to turn over the ball, Roy, but that's the first time the Waterford Kettering Captains have given up points off of the turnover.
I don't know. I can't be motion. That's the ball going out of bounds.
Well, you called it, Roy. It'll be... actually, I guess they're going to
re-kick it.
Re-kick the ball.
Know why.
I think I'd take the ball back here on my 36-yard line.
I wouldn't even mess around. Well, I don't know. I guess takes 5 zebras to figure this one out.
Well, they're going to move it back out here to the 30-yard line, so they'll have to re-kick it over from the 30-yard line. And now it looks like they're even going to move it back. No, that's where they'll set it down. They'll set it down here at the 35-yard line, Roy.
Captains have been whistled for 1 flag tonight. The Huskies have 7 times for 53 yards.
Well, we'll have to remember that the Captains had it at the 35. They'll see if they can capitalize and get better field position than that with this re-kick.
I think I'd have taken the football.
I think I would have too.
Well, here's another little squibber, and it's going to bounce around everybody. The Captains will make a little money on that play. They'll fall on it on their own 46, so they actually will advance the football about 7 yards.
Well, almost 10 yards there, so wise decision, but you didn't know that the Huskies would come out and try that little...
No, I thought they'd kick it deep and just say in your face, but it didn't work out that way. Well, with 6:15 to go, no time elapsed off the clock that time, as I have no idea why, but it didn't elapse. And with 6:15 to go here in this third quarter, the captains will march out from our left to our right. Tim Morris is 2 for 9 passing tonight, but he's also had 2 picks as he had 1 return for a touchdown. The captains trail by 7, and the Huskies that time read that play. The entire defensive line, including Tyrone Combs, read the snap count in the play.
Yeah, he timed that perfect, Roy. He was almost in there and accepted the handoff from Tim Morris. That's how quick he came across the line. As have to do a little work here to your headset. There you go.
Where'd you guys get my headphones there from the Taiwanese night shift? Holy smokes.
We're pulling on that
I was just sitting here and all of a sudden my cord fell out of my
headset. Yeah, you're
headset.
pulling on the cord there, Roy.
Never seen that. Okay. 5.5 to go here in the third. Our clock is moving. The captain's on 2nd down and 11. Rolling out is Morris. Morris steps into traffic and will tuck the ball in and get back to the initial line of scrimmage. He's almost sacked, but with the carry, he's going to be knocked down by David Rogers, and that'll be a no-gainer for Morris. He has 5 carries today for -9 yards.
Well, I know probably one of the things that Mike Berry wanted to try to avoid, Roy, is 3rd and long situation, and he's faced a ton of them out here tonight.
The captains offensively over the last few years really have not moved the football as well as they used to. I remember when Berry first took over back in like 90, they had the run and shoot going when he came over from Lake Orion. He inherited that offense, but has run more of a pro set. And the captains were, here's Morris, nearly has this one. It is picked up. Deja vu all over again as Dunlap returns it into the end zone, picks it off, and I'll make that Rogers who picked it off, and that time just took it as Morris was falling on his backside. 3 picks tonight against Morris. The Huskies swarming defense keyed on that play and have scored another huge touchdown.
Let's take a look at it here, Roy. And what you're going to see here is that Tim Morris this time is going to face a lot of pressure from the weak side linebacker. That was number 45 in there, Tyrone Combs. Put pressure from the weak side and caused Tim Morris to throw his 3rd interception.
19-6. The captains are really having their problems, and now Mike Berry will call a timeout. The Huskies were favored in this ball game. They were favored by 5, according to Cosmo Colsom. Cosmo Colsom, and
almost gave that one away there, Roy.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. About having a football seizure. So anyway, there you have it. Is that where they got the? Oh, there's the camera. Who's up in the camera in the bucket cam tonight, Bob?
That's Joshua D. Bowen up there in the.
Josh D. Bowen. Josh, I don't work Friday nights. Bowen's come out to do this ball game here. Josh, it's good.
All right, Shovel, you're getting enough TV time there. You're spotting up here with us tonight. We thank you very much. You're getting those numbers there to us quick there, John.
I appreciate it. John Schimmel, our spotter here. I thought we were going to put you in one of our sideline cams. I thought you were going to do reports, but
maybe later on in the season we'll get him working along the sidelines. But if you're a sideline reporter right now, you're going to want to be over on the Pontiac northern side, as I don't think you're going to want any part of speaking with Al Duff and Mike Berry down here.
And here's the quick hitter, and the captains break up the pass. The pass fails, and Kyle Walker busts through, and that time puts the hammer to Mr. Corey Lewis, and our game scores now 19-6. So the captains have had 2 passes returned, little dump-off passes that were just almost taken right from the arms of the quarterback, Tim Morris, returned for touchdowns. I can't remember the last time I've seen it happen twice in one ball game, but the captains...
No, that was quick. Bang, bang, right
yeah, the
back
captains
to back.
never had a chance to defense those interceptions. So 19-6 is where we have it. And now the captains, who basically they've seen their offense outscored today by the Northern defense. The Northern defense alone is leading at 12-6 here tonight.
Yeah, that's the old double shotgun shoot off both of your feet there, Roy.
Yeah, you can't shoot yourself in the foot, but that expression's used too much. I like the Uzi. Boy, the Huskies, I'll tell you.
They came out and unloaded a whole mess of rounds there.
Yeah. The only thing missing is is Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I'll be back," because, boy, the gun really went off tonight. And, of course, give the Huskies some credit. They have swarmed all over Morris. Their defense has been the star tonight. The captains have, 4 turnovers tonight? 1 fumble, 3 ints.
You can't have that many turnovers and win a ball game, and this time 2 of your turnovers have resulted this time in 12 points.
Yeah, another squibber that rolls out of bounds as the Huskies will be whistled. 4:36 to go here in the third. Our officials will sort it out. This actually has been a long ball game. We're still got 4:36 to go in the third, and we've been playing a little over 2 hours this evening. 98 plays already. That'll actually get that from our statistician, and with the 98 plays, that has, it seems like the game should be further along than what it is.
Slow the clock down a little bit here. Tell you how nice of a night here as the Kettering coaches are in their shorts down along the sidelines, Roy, and I know these days are dwindling that you won't probably find them down in their shorts.
Not outside anyway. The Huskies will kick it off. It's another flag against them, 8 of them tonight for 58 yards. Cornelius Payne, I'm sure he's being told on the sidelines to kick him short, not let the captain's running game do much. There's a poocher that will roll to the first man through for the captains. That's Dan Rose, and Rose nearly breaks it as he's close to midfield, and a very late flag on the face mask as Buckner will get the stop. And the captains will actually get 15 more, and if they're going to get back in this ball game, time starts now.
Yeah, and what really hurts you, Roy, is those last 2 interceptions, those last 2 drives. Waterford Kettering had great field position. That first drive that resulted in the interception started at their own 36. Last one started at their own 46, and this one will move it at the Pontiac Northern, take it all the way down to the inside the 40. Well, they'll move it all the way down to the 35, 36-yard line.
Yeah, that's a 15-yarder. Look at the captains come out of their huddle. They're going to march 25 yards just to get in their formation. They might get a delay of game penalty just trying to catch up. Captains have had 2 of these penalties tonight. They only have 2 altogether, and both of them have been delay of game. And that's delay of game here.
Yeah, there what you saw, though, and I think that's why Tim Morris was probably trying to audibilize and check off, because the Pontiac Northern Huskies that time brought 9 men up to the line of scrimmage there, Roy.
Yeah, when you're not clicking, the other team can load up on one side of the football.
Yeah, Huskies are just pinning their ears back and trying to take it to the captains.
We have 4 men on the line of scrimmage. The Huskies have got their safeties cheating up too, as they've got 9 men within 4 yards. Here's a reverse handoff to Rose, and that was a nice little counter wraparound handoff that'll gain about 4, as it looked like William Griffin's in there on the stop after, once again, a gain of 4. Makes it second. No, the officials are going to give them 3. So there you have it. It's going to make it second down and 12. We have seen our clock go down to the 4:06 mark as we continue to clock down to the end of this third quarter. Split out now to the near side is Adam Mountain for the captains as the WK works out of the I. Newingham with single coverage against Tim Smith. Up over center is Tim Morris on the play action. It's over the middle, and a pass is incomplete. Reeser was led that time, but the ball was led just a little bit too far in front of him as Morris can't connect. Morris is now 2 for 10 passing, as the captains have 2 catches tonight for only 25 yards.
That time, William Griffin, there again, Roy, deep in the backfield and left untouched coming through that line. And the offensive line for the captains, they got to step up and start putting some hits on some of these Huskies.
That'll make it now 3rd down and 12. The captains moving from our left to our right. They need to take advantage of this field position. If they don't, the Huskies are totally in control here. And here's a pass thrown up, and it's tipped up incomplete. Newingham was the target that time. There's no way that's interference. Tim Smith on the coverage that time. It's 4th down. That was a jump ball.
Yeah, that was. And usually the sure-handed Justin Newingham's going to make that catch, Roy. But either way, it looked like it was going to be almost short of the 1st down. So
4th down and quite a bit. The captains in this particular shape will go for it. Most teams would try to punt for the coffin corner if this was a higher level, but in high school ball, you'll see teams, anytime you get inside the 50, most teams will go for it unless they are in front. They're behind, they will certainly go. Time goes off the clock too fast in high school ball to punt the ball in any advantageous situation. There you got Morris over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Once again, he leads Nick Reeser, and it's a turnover of downs. Tim Morris is now 2 for 12 passing. The Huskies have just been tremendous tonight. We really have to give Coach McNorton and his staff.
Oh, man, the Huskies are playing some great defensive ball out here, Roy.
They have. Their schemes have been tight, and
they are putting so much pressure on Tim Morris that I think they've got him flustered to the point now that he's real indecisive back there, taking these snaps.
Just get rid of it before he loses 10 pounds the hard way.
And when he has gone back to pass, there hasn't been the protection for him.
And there we'll have it from our right to our left, Corey Lewis and the rest of his Huskies troops. And here comes the handoff, and I think that's actually Timmy Smith who gets the carry, or was it the other fella? I think Rogers? Was it Lewis on the keeper? How about that? And Lewis will gain about 6, make it 7 yards on that one.
We'll take a look at it here before we go to this next play here. Lewis that time, that was just a quarterback keeper, just went right up off of his guard there, Roy, and picked up 6 yards, almost 7 yards.
In 5 carries, Lewis has 35 yards, averaging obviously 7 yards a pop. He's had 3 carries for 7, 1 for 6, and 1 for 8, the mode of consistency. And here comes the quick hitter, and looks like this time we get Timmy Smith. And Smith is I think he's got the 1st down, as Zapata will make the tackle. Oh, Rogers for 2 and move the chains. No, he won't move the chains. I guess he's going to be just a tad bit short. Rogers for 1. 3rd down and slightly less than a yard as we've moved down. We have 2.5 minutes to go here in this quarter number 3. The Huskies will have the football. Trying to get up here. They only need their own 48.
Look at this, Roy. 11 men up the line of scrimmage there for the captain.
Yep, and Lewis will fight behind his offensive line, behind Norman, Hamler, and Roca for a couple, and he has the 1st down. Move the chains, Huskies. Ryan Jarris will be in there on the stop for the green and white.
I'll tell you, that was a time that Lewis could have probably dropped back and went deep into the pocket, found a man left all alone down here, and thrown it for the touchdown.
Our clock is momentarily stopped as our chains are remarked, and our clock will now go with 2:09 to play here in this quarter. And a very slow-moving football game as these two teams have slugged it out, as 4 turnovers by the captains have been the difference as the Huskies lead it 19-6. Here on the wraparound, Timmy Smith will get loose, and he'll spin around a couple of people. The captains will swarm all over him, but not before Tim Smith picks up 18 yards down to the captain's 32. Timmy Smith's biggest carry of the ball game. Josh Liuzu, I believe, has made the stop. I got to check out this kid's name. Make sure
take a look at this run here by Smith, as this is a fine run as you're going to see there that time. There's just absolutely no middle linebackers being in there for the captains.
With 1:46 to go here in this 3rd quarter, the Huskies have the football. They are on the march. They are content to rush it at this point. I think they'll just pass just enough to keep the captains honest, and that's about it. There's a quick hitter, and this one here will go to the big fullback, David Rogers, who will pick up maybe a yard. Not a lot of running room. Dave McGugan sees to that as he comes out of his defensive tackle position to hold the Huskies ball carrier to about a yard. 1:14 as our clock continues to roll as we're almost through with the 3rd. The captains are at home, and on this beautiful fall evening are falling behind the Huskies by 2 TDs. Huskies are playing very good football, especially they're playing just well enough offensively and are just playing awesome junkyard dog defense here behind Bruce McNorton, who was a defensive back for the Detroit Lions for several seasons. Played on the 1983 team that played on Monty Clark's Cemetery team, and also played up through Wayne Fonts. I think he retired after the 91 season, and I used to run into him all the time, all over the place. McNorton's a really good guy, and I think it took him a year to get used to these high school athletes. As you know, when I talked to some of the northern people without identifying them, I'll tell you, I'll finish this comment here in just a moment. But here come the Huskies with the pro set and movement in the offensive line. It looked like the left tackle might have flinched. I'm guessing Nick Bartley. And our spotter thinks it might be Devin Simpson. So anyway, it's a 5-yarder that will be chalked off against Northern. But McNorton, the first year, thought that the kids were still enthusiastic enough to play football. They come out here to play football for the sake of playing for their school. But what he quickly learned is that players, no matter what level, have to be motivated, whether they're pros or peewees. And in this case, he admittedly didn't have some of the discipline he needed, but I think he's got the kids' attention this year. And with the 2nd and 15, Huskies will have the wraparound counter, and it's going to be to a new running back in there, Jason Lopez. And Lopez will gain about 3 yards before he's wrapped up by Josh Liuzu once again.
Number 21, Lopez, carrying the ball. Liuzu in on the stop.
And our final seconds are going to tick off. I really don't think we're going to see another play, as we're down to 6 seconds. The Huskies have given up on the quarter. And with that, we're going to be right back for our 4th and final. 19-6, the Huskies over the Captains. There you have it. We'll be right back for our final action here at Comcast.
Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like. Dolly's Pizza, voted Michigan's best pizza by the Michigan Restaurant Association. Call and order one of Dolly's 7 delicious specialty pizzas, like the Mesquite Grilled Chicken Parmesan Pizza. Get a large round or square pizza for just $9.99. Check your mail for more Dolly's Pizza specials. At Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like. At Dolly's Pizza, we know what you like.
You're back on Comcast TV 45 Sports. I'm Bob Montgomery, along with Roy Akers in the broadcast booth. The Pontiac Northern Huskies, with the sake of 2 interceptions returned, is the difference in this ball game. So far, it was a disastrous 3rd quarter for the Captains, Roy.
Yeah, it sure has been. The Captains have 4 turnovers to the Huskies, none. And when you get your quarterback falling back on his heel, throwing the ball off, and basically all but handed it to the Huskies twice, and not giving any hassle or anything to Timmy Morris. It's just the Northern defense, when you got people in your face, he's just trying to avoid the sack, and who thinks somebody in your own backfield is going to return two picks? And his offensive players had no chance to defense the interceptions because they got the guys picking it up almost parallel to the quarterback, and these guys are thinking about how they're going to look on ESPN. So there you have it. 12 minutes to go in this football game. We'll set it 3rd and 12. Back very quickly, Corey Lewis. Looking down for a streaking player, and the Huskies are hauling in. A huge catch. I'm looking to see who got the football. I'm guessing it's Lopez for a big catch. Is that going to be Julius Hall? Julius Hall it is, inside the 10, down to the 8, on a 25-yard completion. Yep, and he's down, too. He might have the wind knocked out of him.
It almost looks like he was grabbing the knee. I think when he fell, probably fell right on one of those kneecaps there, Roy. Let's take a look at it here on replay, as this time we'll see it just at the end of our camera there. Gets tripped up that time and starts grabbing that right knee at the end of the play there.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for the Huskies. Julius looked very good on that catch.
Either way, it'll bring up 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line, Roy. And the Huskies are starting to put it to the Captains.
And there you'll have it, as the Huskies will move from our left to our right, and Hall will Julius Hopalong Hall will go back to the sidelines.
Great
You got to
catch,
leave
though,
after
Roy.
that was tremendous. That's something you might put in the opening credits. That's a super grab, excellent concentration, and he'll leave the ball game for a play or two and kind of shake it off. 17 seconds elapsed on that play. The Huskies inside the Kettering 10. It's 1st and goal from the 8, and it's a 3-yard carry for the first man through. It looked like Rogers again. 3 yards. Rogers, 50 carries, or 50 yards and 14 carries tonight. J.R. Zapata, the left inside linebacker, will make it. Zapata had an interception last week, but so far tonight, the Huskies have played very methodical and have yet to turn it over this evening. As we're in our opening minute of the 4th, the Huskies lead this ball game here at WK. They're here on the road in Division II Mighty Oak action. They lead at 19-6. Split out to the near side, we have Lopez. Over to the far is Eddie DeWalt, who we haven't seen a whole lot here tonight. Our tight end is going to be Atwell, and into the end zone. The pass is broken up, and that'll make it 3rd and goal from about the 6. Zapata again.
Yeah, J.R. Zapata almost had the pick that time, Roy, and he could have taken it upfield, and I think that's exactly what he saw, was he saw a bunch of green out in front of him, but you got to make the catch first.
Hey, if any of our Comcast coaches are out there watching tonight, I was looking in the stats for this week for interceptions, rushing, and all the stats put out in the Oakland Press, and I noticed no Comcast teams have reported, and I know some of the Comcast teams' stats are just as good as some of the people that have been in here.
Yeah.
Including our main man, Tim Smith, who's not even in the stats, and that'd be nice to see him in there. And running around, and touchdown. All along, Tim Smith. He hasn't had a lot of yards tonight, but from 5 yards out, the captains that time were guessing he'd run inside, but he went outside. Nobody was home. And there you have it, as this time Tim Smith will score, and our game scores 25-6. Let's look at it.
Here what you're going to see that time, just a nice pitch deep in the backfield about the 11-yard line, and there left all alone is Tim Smith for a touchdown. That's now a 25-6 ball game.
Yeah, it sure is. The captains need to get some instant offense going, or this one here is going to turn into a rout. We're pretty close to it right now.
Yeah.
The ball is up, and the kick is, I believe that one's good, and it is. And our game score is now 26-6. The Huskies lead the captains by 20 here on the captain's home field. These turnovers, and also, you can't say the captain's defense has been on the football field too much tonight, Dave. We don't have time of possession included in our stat mix here tonight, but
well,
quite
the Huskies
frankly, the
Huskies are playing a great ball game on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they've just dominated the captains out here. They put so much pressure on Tim Morris out here tonight. But offensively, the captains have tried to shut down the running game, and I think they've done a fairly good job of that tonight.
They weren't counting on Corey Lewis looking like the second coming of Randall Cunningham out there. This kid is so far tonight, he's 9 for 18, and he's passed really only for a little over 100 yards, but his passes have been so timely because 5 of the grabs have been for first downs tonight, and plus he had a couple of swing passes, that didn't get first downs, but he got Northern out of 3rd and 20 situations, made it 4th and 10, so his team had room to punt and regain field position at a later point in the game. But Corey Lewis has really improved from last year. Corey really struggled at the helm for the Northern Huskies last year, and I'll say that for you, Corey, because you're playing so much better now.
Kicking off for the Huskies.
Well, that drive there went 62 yards, Roy, and took a lot of time off the clock here, and it's a late ball game as it's well past almost 9:30 with 10:42 left in this quarter. It's going to be a late night here on Comcast.
Yeah, we have. We've been here 2.5 hours already with 10:42 to play in this ball game. We've had more passing than usual for a high school game, but we haven't seen that much passing. Short man will get it, and another bobble by Mountain again, and Mountain up over the 20, wrapped up at about the 24 before the Huskies will get him. Oh, it's actually Morris that got it?
Yeah, Tim Morris on the
as Morris is stacked up. There you have it, 26-6. 4 turnovers for the captains, none for the Huskies. and a very well-played game for Pontiac Northern. I'll tell you what, if these Huskies keep playing like this, their next couple of ball games, their schedule once again, Bob, I think you had that out a little bit earlier, but the Huskies still have some tough ball games coming up here in Division II, plus their crossovers.
Yeah, they next week they'll travel over to Rochester. That should be a good ball game as Rochester's up there in Division I.
And now the captain's up over center and will be whistled for a flag, I believe, here. And that'll make it first down and 15.
October 4th, they'll have them at home against Berkeley. That'll be a tough Division II matchup. October 12th, they're back home against Waterford Mott. Waterford Mott coming over from Division I, and that'll be another one of those old Gold League matchups that we had a couple of years ago. October 19th, they'll go down to Seaholm, and the way it's shaping up now, Pontiac Northern and Seaholm, that might be a big ball game on October 19th for the Division II title. October 25th, they're back home at Kimball, and they'll finish it up November 2nd against Pontiac Central.
First and 15 as the captains will be marched back 5 yards. Not something they needed. The captains have been whistled for 3 flags for 20 yards here so far tonight. And the captains need some instant offense with 10.5 to go in this ball game. The Huskies have bottled up WK for all but one drive tonight. And with it, we've got the formation of the run and shoot, the offshoot of the run and shoot, more movement. Holy smokes.
I'll tell you what's causing all these penalties out here for the captains, Roy. It's just that so much pressure is being applied by the 4-down linemen or the 5-down linemen, and then the linebackers are coming up and trying to fill those gaps and putting a lot of pressure on the offensive line for the captain.
I have a feeling that the Northern's pressure has created the offshoot of the run and shoot, because I think Mike Berry's just trying to get a couple more DBs on there that'll spread out rather than rush his quarterback, and he might be trying to save this kid. The Huskies have just been all over the place here so far tonight. And once again, we got the spread. We got 4 receivers. We'll check the players for you here as soon as we can read the jerseys. And back to pass is Morris. Morris is scrambling around. He'll get rid of it. He's got nobody to pass to. That could have been grounding. Nice coverage that time. A couple of players. There was no grounding. There should have been that time. There was nobody anywhere close to the play.
I think captains could have drawn another flag there as Tim Morris just threw it to absolutely nobody out there in the flat.
Griffin, one of the players in there to create havoc there on Mr. Morris, who's now 2 for 13 tonight. We counted the interceptions, he'd be 2 for 16.
Watch for the draw play here, Roy, as after this run and shoot here with the single man in the backfield, that could bust a big play here.
Split out to the near side for the captains. We're going to have Justin Newingham. Over to the far, once again, we'll have Andy Mountain. Here's a wide toss to the outside. This is going to be for Barth, and Barth has pretty good running room. He got back about half the yards that he needed to get the first down. He got about 10 yards before Dennis Martin chases him out of bounds. That'll make it about 3rd and 10 following a 10-yard gain. We have 10 and 20 to go here. He got out of bounds that time, so our clock is stopped.
We'll take a look at it here before we go to this next play here. What you're going to see is just a fake pitch, and pitches it off out here to Barth. And that time, I think the Pontiac Northern Huskies were more in the prevent type defensive mode.
Well, that's actually an 11-yard gain, not 10. We're going to call a 3rd down and 9 as the captains have it from our right to our left. And holy smokes. WK is going back 5 more. Movement by our right tackle that time.
Let's see if some contact maybe didn't come over from the Northern Huskies. And,
well, once you jump, unless you're touched by a defensive player, you automatically get called.
Nick Reeser off, but I don't think so. I think it was the captains who moved.
Our referee is looking around.
Oh, I think the Huskies did come over and make some contact first, Roy.
Well, how about that? I'm not wrong very often, but you got me. 11 penalties for 83 yards called tonight against the Huskies. So 3rd down and 4. So what looked like mission impossible a few minutes ago might happen for the Captains. 3rd and 4. Almost no time has elapsed because of all the penalties and the incomplete passes and the one running play that went out of bounds. Look at the Huskies with the pressure, and here comes the rollout, and on the keeper, it's going to be very close to 1st down yardage, but I think Morris, who was chased down by Cornelius Payne, also the kicker, I think he's very close and may have a 1st down. If he doesn't have it, he's only inches short.
Well, initially I thought they indeed signaled 1st down, but that near side official kind of came over and gave a pretty good spot, but then he almost moved over a couple steps to the right and could have taken it away from the Captains.
Captains have 2 1st downs this evening. 9:47 to go in this ball game. The Huskies defense feels very good about things. Their defensive front, Payne and Hill shaking hands out there saying, I think we got this one in the bag, fellas. Split out to the near side. We got Mountain over to the far is Newingham. We got the slight counter on the pro set. As up over center is Timmy Morris. Look at the Huskies defense, and they're almost reading the play. And in the backfield, we got Rose. He's going to get down into midfield. In the Huskies territory, stays in bounds inside the 30-yard line. The biggest play of the ball game, 35 yards. And Danny Rose faked out the Northern secondary that time and picked up 10 of his 35 after everybody thought he was out of bounds.
Let's take a look at what you're going to see here from the pie. Look at number 45 and 50. They're coming up right and trying to fill some of those holes. Well, once you get outside, one of those gaps between
boy,
the
did he thread the needle. Betsy Russ didn't thread the needle any better than he did for those last 10. Excellent. Danny Rose, 55 yards and 7 carries tonight. And the Captains have moved the chains for the 4th time in the second half all of a sudden. 9:08 to go, and the Captains have got the eye, and here comes the sweep toss. Back outside to Barth, and Barth is tripped up and knocked down in his own backfield. That time, not Julius, but Timmy Smith, the 100-meter champion, the state champion here, is an underclassman, will use his speed to track down the Captains and snuff out that play.
I'd like to remind you tonight our game's being directed by Matt Latham, handling the videotape, and down in the truck is Jane T. Kelly, and we'll get all of our volunteers for you here in the second half.
2nd down and 11 with 8.5 to go here in this ball game. The Captains trailing this ball game by 20. Up over center here, Timmy Morris, back to pass. He's got a man open. It's tipped, and the Huskies with another pick. As we got players are kind of tossing it back and forth. Initially on the pick, it was Donald Leifner with it, who tipped the ball to Cleante Buckner, who has a 2nd interception this evening.
Well, that's why you practice the tip drills in practice, Roy. We'll take a
more
look at
interceptions
it here.
happen off tips and just plain out-and-out bad passes.
But look at the pressure that Tim Morris will face here. He's got the linebackers in his face that time, and a great tip in there by...
it was Buckner who tipped it over to Griffin, I believe it was.
That was Dunlap who tipped that ball, Roy.
I don't know if I got all that.
Yeah.
Sounded like a
Well,
law
actually,
firm. But we had
Dunlap
two
tipped
different players that handed off to each other, and the Huskies will end up with a football inside their own 13. So the Captains are just not able to do anything, as the Huskies' defense has just been excellent. Excellent, awesome. I don't know what else you want to hear. Lewis there on the sneaker, and he'll pick up about 4. Well, we've got 7:53 to go here in this ball game. It's a 20-point lead for the Huskies. 5 turnovers have happened against the Captains, including 4 picks against Tim Morris. And the quarterback pressure, primarily employed by the front 5 of the Huskies, have done most of the damage here tonight. And here we'll have it, up over center. We got Corey Lewis. Lewis with the football as the Huskies have it at their 16, and there's a stick. And the biggest play today, J.R. Zapata. Once again, boy, did he tattoo the quarterback. Holy smokes, there's a sack. First time today. Was it not Zapata? Well, was it Rogers that got it in the backfield? Okay, there you have it. 6:51 to go here in this ball game. The captains are trying to defend this one, trying to find a way to pull it out, but the Huskies got a huge lead out here and have got the football. We played nearly one half the fourth quarter, and back to pass. Lewis, avoiding the route, will fall on his fanny, as this time the captains will get the sack.
Right, I think that ball came loose.
Turned it over. And now the captains will get their first big break of the game, and they needed it. It was a strip job that time.
Well, that's the first turnover with 6:31 left in this ball game. It's the only mistake so far made by the Pontiac Northern Huskies, Roy.
This game's been going on for almost 3 hours tonight. 2 hours, 36 minutes. And
I hope I brought enough videotape.
Yeah, I hope so. Either that or we're going to be showing hand puppets for the 2-minute warning and more. So there you have it. The Huskies will have the football. Make that the captains will have the football. 1st and 10 at the Northern 11. They'll have it. The man in motion is their tight end, Reeser. And outside will go the halfback for the captains, Dan Barth. And Barth will be run down and won't pick up a whole lot. Might even lose a yard or so.
Yeah, just great lateral pursuit there that time by the Pontiac Northern Huskies.
And that'll now make it 2nd down and 12 following that 2-yard loss by Barth. We are just a few seconds away from the halfway point of this quarter. Once again, Northern 26, the captain 6 here in this Division II matchup. And the captains will have split out now to the near side. It looks like they'll have Newingham over to the far is Mountain. And here on the naked bootleg, we got the quarterback, Morris. Morris gets it up, and this time he's got a completed pass. Staying on his feet is his big running back, Rose, and his face mask at the end of the play. And that was the running back, I think. That was Rose that came down with that catch. Or is it, no, Reeser. Reeser for the first time tonight's the target.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, and I think what you're going to see here is the big... First of all, what you got is Tim Morris obviously rolling out, and he's got to throw that ball across the body. Does a nice job, and that time, Northern Husky, number 22 that time, David Rogers, just grabbed the face mask and jerked Nick Reeser down. But what he did was he went up after the play there, Roy, gave him a little pat on the back. Obviously, not something that showed a little bit of sportsmanship that time, not something he intentionally tried to do. Caught up in the heat of the battle right there.
Well, that's at least half the distance of the goal.
Yeah, it'll be first and goal now, Roy.
Yeah, that's a serious face mask. I don't like my players grabbing the face mask. And
now, too many injuries that way, and
too many neck problems. Too many moms get nervous about that. Well, our officials are talking things over because that's only going to be a half the distance penalty.
You know, in this case, I think there, when you got instead of going half the distance, I'd like to see them move it right down to the 1-yard line. You draw a personal foul there inside your own 10-yard line. I think they should move the ball right down to the 1-yard line, 1st and goal from the 1.
Unfortunately, they won't, but that is an interesting observation, and I can't say I disagree with that. 1st and goal, though, as the captains will have the ball on the Northern 4, as we have 5:35 to play here in our ball game. Beautiful fall evening here in Captain Land on this Friday, September 20th. Week number 3 of the prep season, and our clock is yet to start. As Morris is up over center, he's got we got a flinch. The left tackle moved. The Huskies
and
the defense
that's just all those linebackers coming up the line, stopping, dropping back, coming up the line, stopping, dropping back, and I think it's just got the offensive
That's good coaching there by the Northern defensive coaches. Have done a good job because they got the captains biting their nails down to their knuckles. I mean, they think that they're coming on every play, And the offensive line is trying to button down the hatches.
So instead of 1st and goal from the 4, it'll make it 1st and goal from the 9, Roy.
There you have it. Up over center, the captains will have 2 tight ends as they have Adam Mountain acting as the slot back right. And up here on a reverse handoff, it's going to go to the back man, Danny Barth. And Barth is down inside about the 5, down to about the 4-yard line. Nice pickup of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down and goal from there.
Actually, see, this should still be 2nd down here, Roy. I don't see how it got down to 3rd down. They had it 1st and goal on the 4, drew the penalty.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're correct on that. I'm reading the yard marker.
They lost it down here. It should be,
they did.
This should be 2nd down and goal, or 2nd down, Roy, instead of 3rd.
Yeah, that was a face mask, and the captains have lost it down. Unless somebody can tell me otherwise. Morris up over center. Newingham is split out to the near, and they got Mountain over to the far. And it's there we got Morris back to pass, and he's sacked. Oh, the Huskies busted through. They've been aiming for Morris this entire ball game. And you're going to see it. William Griffin gets on through, and you're going to have to get out the aspirin here for the quarterback as Morris is just hammered.
Let's take a look at the great defensive stand employed by the Huskies here. This time just coming from, again, I think that's Combs in there, is it? Yeah, number 44. No, that's William Griffin coming from his defensive end position on the weak side there, Roy. Just all kinds of pressure that time.
And there you'll have it. That'll make it 4th down and quite a bit. The captains are going for it with 4:02 to play here in this ball game. It's 4th down and back to pass is Morris. Gonna unload it, and it's underneath, and it's dropped. The intended target for the captains was Dan Rose, who couldn't make the snag, and it's a turnover of downs. And Huskies will try to mop up the last 3:55 of this contest, as I'm sure they'll keep it on the ground here for the most part.
Oh, absolutely. They've got this game well in hand, Roy, as I'll tell you, defense will win you ball games, and that's exactly what the Huskies employed here tonight. This is probably one of the better defensive games so far that we've seen out of any of the squads so far, and that includes some of the Troy Colts that we've seen out here.
Colts didn't show me much.
Yeah.
They've went to the Bart Simpson School of Football. Every time I've ever seen them, they've underachieved, and they got a lot of talent, but I don't understand it. The Huskies have called timeout. I don't know why, but I guess that they're going to plot their last-minute strategy. I'd keep running the football, though, and there you have it.
And with that timeout, we'll take a timeout. You're watching Comcast TV 45 Sports. Don't go away at the end of the game. Roy Akers will be down on the field, and I'm sure talking to one of our Comcast player of the games, and that's got to be wearing the white and red over there, Pontiac Northern Huskies. And Roy, I don't know who you'll grab out there, but I'm sure you'll grab Coach Bruce McNorton and have his comments as his defensive team out here has played a whale of a ball game here tonight.
As the Huskies, after that second yard, they got a gainer there for about 6, as Rogers will pick it up, and it'll make it 2nd down and 4. Morris with a stop. Our clock continues to move. We have 3:23 to play here in this ball game. So the Huskies call timeout, and here up the near hatch marks, moving from our left to our right, and a flag is down, and I think we got a flinch.
Either that or delay a game, I think, this time.
It is going against the Huskies, so they've got 13 penalties tonight for 93 yards. But I don't know what they mean by illegal motion. I don't know if it's illegal formation. I don't see what they did for illegal motion.
Yeah, that...
They hardly had time to get set up.
But even though the amount of penalties here by the Huskies here tonight, Roy, really hasn't hurt them a great deal.
Nope, it hasn't, strangely. Usually 13 penalties that hurt anybody and would stop your train from rolling, but it has not hurt Pontiac Northern. Our clock is down to 3:02 to go, and here's the keeper, and it's going to be by Corey Lewis, and he'll pick up a yard or two before he runs into the captain's interior. Was that Brian Rush and Liuzu there, and that'll make it 3rd down. We're down to the 2:38 to go here in this game. Not a lot of motion and intensity here on the Kettering side.
Well, it'll be interesting to grab the paper tomorrow, Roy, and see how the Waterford Mock Corsairs did against Clarkston. I'll tell you, I think I would move Clarkston up in my rankings, and I'd make Clarkston the #1 team in the county ahead of the Troy Colts.
Oh, I think I would any day. And here comes the wraparound handoff. Oh! One of the captains chased the quarterback, and they're going to call roughing on WK as Brian Rush went after the quarterback thinking he didn't get rid of the ball. He did hand off to the tailback that time. I don't know if the Huskies, do they still have Timmy Smith in there? I think Smith is out of the ball game, and the captains are going to be whistled for a flag as we have our clock is stopped on the field while the officials sort this out.
Well, be a personal foul called against the captains. That'll move the ball up 15 yards and make it now first down.
I think Lopez was on the carry that time. I'm not positive. We never did see the fella get out of the pile. It was not Tim Smith. Smith is not in the ball game right now. And that late hit on the quarterback, that personal foul, why do they, not exactly sure why they called that flag on the captains. It wasn't like it was after the play or whatever. It was,
I mean,
he did razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, the way he kind of held his hands down, I don't think that time Rush could have known that he still had the football or didn't have the football.
I think that there, I don't know if I like that call, but it's in the later stages, and we've got a new fellow. Robert Mosley is in the game for the Huskies. Good job of coaching, too, because the one thing I like is that the Huskies have gotten rid of their franchise. Tim Smith has not really had a great game tonight. 10 carries for 41 yards. Why put him out here in a blowout? You might as well save him.
Well, he's got a bunch of clean white jerseys out here now, Roy, as Bruce McNorton has brought his 2nd team out here.
Yeah, we might even have a new quarterback in here as well. And the Huskies will have the ball with 1:28 to go. Our new quarterback is Rashad Moore, and he's going to tuck it in, and the backup will gain about 11 or 12 on the carry. I'm not sure who. Kyle Walker's in on the stop. The carry is on for Rashad Moore. Will pick up 11.
Well, we're down to our final 1:19 of this ball game, and don't go away. We'll have our post-game show. Roy Akers will be down on the field talking to head coach Bruce McNorton as his Pontiac Northern Huskies are now going to go 3-0. And
captains have dropped to 1 and 2. You can still make the state playoffs with a couple of losses, even in Division AA or A, but that's it. Your back is against the wall once you lose 2, and the captains are there. And here's a handoff to the tailback, and that time was Mr. Lopez, who will gain about 3 as the chains will be moved ever so slightly. Lopez seeing some mop-up time with 40 seconds to go. I guess Bob will let you finish it up. I'm going to start heading down to the field, as I think we're going to try to get Tyrone Combs. I think that would be a good choice, the northern linebacker, as this guy has been quite the stud out here tonight for Bruce McNorton's troops. Bob, I'll let you take it away for our final 20-some seconds.
Okay. As the Pontiac Northern Huskies now try to run out the clock here, and they're going to win this contest 26-6. As we'll probably have our final play of the game, and staying in bounds this time is Mosley on the carry there. And that indeed is our final. The Pontiac Northern Huskies win this contest 26-6 over the home Waterford Kettering Captains. The Huskies will move to 3-0. The Waterford Kettering Captains will see their record drop to 1-2 here, and the Huskies now are in the driver's seat in the final 6 weeks of this contest. They've got some tough teams that they'll face. Don't go away. Roy Akers will be down on the field. We'll be back right after this.
Almost thinks it's almost as tough, or maybe even tougher than Division I. You came out here against Kettering. Got 5 turnovers. Come on in here tight here, Tyrone. You got 5 turnovers against the Captains tonight, including 4 picks, and it seemed like your defense set the table for everything your offense did.
Yeah, I think they did. You know, this week, you know, we were concentrating on our mental game. You know, I knew physically that we were going to be in it, but we had to be mentally ready for the game. And we did a lot of stuff on the board, a lot of work looking at the plays, their run. And I heard Tyrone over there talking about the trap blocks and different things. You know, those guys defensively were very, very prepared. And I have to credit to the players as well as my coaches, the coaching staff there, you know, Coach Williams and Coach Hay and Coach Cribs. Those guys did a wonderful job preparing those guys defensively.
Yeah, I thought the first drive of the game really set the tone for things because you came out and passed the football a couple times. Corey Lewis, I think you passed for a little over 100 yards tonight, but you were 9 for 18 passing, and it seemed like everybody was keying on the hurdle champion, Mr. Smith, and actually Kettering outgained you by just a few yards here tonight on the ground, which is not Northern is known for their ground game, but tonight I think the passing game kept them off balance here tonight. And what do you think about Corey Lewis's effort here?
Well, I think he did a great effort. You know, he made the throws that we needed to keep the ball moving and keep that drive. And then when we came out in the first half, you know, before the game, I told the guys, I said, we're receiving the ball, we got to take the ball, and we got to drive the ball down, and we got to get some points. And that's what we did offensively. And I think that the defense stood up. The defense stood to the challenge. They came out, and that's what we're stressing, that the offense will win us games, but the defense is going to win us championships. And tonight our defense, they just played unbelievable.
Of course, with you being a defensive player, I think people believe you when you say that. Well, I mean, really, taking a look, Tyrone Combs, we want to talk to our defensive player of the game, Tyrone Combs, and we're going to come back to Mr. Lewis. Tyrone, you were a wrecking crew out there. What was in your water here tonight, man? You were all over the field, just creating havoc, and the entire front 5 was awesome tonight. But I thought you were one of the fuses.
Yeah, my mom baked me some potatoes, you know what I'm saying? Ate them. Look, all I want to say is, around the league, everyone's been telling us if they stick with us for 3, they could beat us in the 4th. We wanted to get changed to they got to stick with us for 4. They can't beat us in the 4th. They can't stick with us for 3. If we come out and play our D, if our offense runs the ball like they're supposed to run it, we're going to the dome.
Well, I kind of feel like I'm Gorilla Monsoon here talking to the junkyard dog. How about that? I'm just kidding you. This guy's getting ready to start one. But Coach, taking a look at your effort out there defensively tonight, your secondary got 4 picks against the Captains, and every time they started to get any kind of momentum at all, you just closed the doghouse door.
Yeah, well, I tell you, like I say, I credit to the defensive scheme that we had prepared, as well as, you know, that front 7. That front 7 brought so much pressure on the quarterback. It didn't give him enough time to, you know, to get his footing set and to throw the ball. You know, and our defensive backs, they broke on the ball really, really good. And, you know, I think it was just a total effort by the whole defense.
Now, turn this over to our offensive player of the game, Corey Lewis. Coach, are you gonna try to mix the pass and the run, or is this kind of an aberration? Because I know Northern usually keeps the ball on the ground. Are you going to have more of a balanced attack this year?
Well, we want to have a more balanced attack. When we started camp, we said we want to throw the ball. We want to be able to throw the ball underneath. We want to be able to complete the 8 to 10 yard pass. We don't want to just be known to throw the bomb and run the ball, because if we're planning on going farther in this season and being successful, we're going to have to throw the ball. We're going to have to be able to throw the ball underneath. And
I thought Eddie DeWalt looked pretty good out there, Coach. Corey Lewis, I thought Eddie looked pretty good out there, and I thought you guys had a lot of success throwing to your running backs tonight, because there were a couple times you threw out of the flat on 2nd and 20, and I think you were just trying to set it up so that maybe if you got the first down, great, but if you got at least 10 back, at least you gave your defense 10 more yards of field position. But I thought you were super. You had a nice 25-yard completion to, I think, one of the targets. I can't remember if it was Eddie or Jason at this point, but you look good out there tonight, bud.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. What is your plan of attack? I mean, I want to finish this up because I know the bus is waiting for you guys to get on there. But when you're taking a look at your passing game tonight, what are you thinking back there when the coach calls your number to throw the ball? What are you thinking back there? Are you checking off people? Or are you pretty much throwing to the people that it's designed to?
Basically, my coach has put it in my head to throw to my receivers that actually they caught a pass to, but I like to read the defense and sort out who want to be the open receiver when I break my break and throw the ball.
All right, and there you have it. We're going to have Northern on in a couple of weeks against Waterford Mod over there over on Scott Lake Road, so we're going to have you against them and also against Central this year. Once again, for Tyrone Combs, good game there defensively, and I know you speak for the defensive troops.
I want to say I want to give a lot of credit to that front line. They were getting up in there.
Very good.
That front line, our D-backs got a pass caught on them, you know what I'm saying? A couple passes, but they stepped up too. The whole defense did a great job.
So for Tyrone Combs, for Corey Lewis, and Coach McNorton, way to go. You can go back to Arlene Street with a 3-0 record, leading Division II, but it don't get any easier. The Berkeley Bears are next week. So thanks a lot, fellas. I know you guys got to catch a bus. Thanks a lot. We'll be talking to you soon enough. It's always great talking to the Northern players and the coaching staff, class bunch of people, from Tarleton Small all the way on down. Well, once again, our final score tonight, 26-6. The Captains were defeated tonight on their own home field. The Captains basically were outplayed here tonight. They had their shots, they had a chance to move it, but the Northern defense was just so swarming, and they really picked it up as the game went on, as their 5-man front and their linebackers, including Combs, just came through, and their defense, their secondary has so much team speed. The Captains' defense played real well tonight, but it was tough for them to really move the football a whole lot, as their quarterback, I think, was 2 for 18 tonight, and that's not going to win you a whole lot of ball games, and I think that had a lot to do with the Northern defense. Well, for Bob Montgomery, myself, Roy Akers, 1 week from tonight, we're going to be over at Waterford Mott High School as the Chiefs will play the Corsairs. We are looking forward to bringing you that ball game. Keep it tuned here to Comcast for the very best in local prep sports. Once again, for all our staff, I'm Roy Akers. Good night, everybody.